Not gonna lie, literally watching my own stream. You know how it is. At the end of the day, my favorite. Now they started. Are you freaking kidding me? I was so patient and so careful, and then immediately it starts. Why is this my purgatory? Good morning, everyone. Party, 65 people. Yes. Well, it seems like this will be a little bit more interesting than I expected it to be. I was a little bit worried that I would have like 5 people actually sign up, but it turns out I'm immediately bald, by the way. Okay, let me rate your team. Alakazam, Vileplume, Scolipede, Cloyster, Snorlax. That's a pretty shiced team, I have to say. I quite enjoy it, even. Okay, so let me kind of explain how everything's going. The first probably 10 minutes of this whole thing is going to be the sign up process where we just wait for everyone to get everything set up. Boom, second explosion of the stream. I'm already a clown. This is my life and my purgatory. But the first minutes of this will be signups, and then after signups, we of course get the actual bracket made, and then we'll just immediately be going into all of the battles, which is pretty exciting. And idealistically, we do not see something dishonest like 15 stall teams, because if I see stall v stall, let me make this completely crystal clear. I will not be watching that battle. I will be that one will be going in the skip pile. There should be around 128 players that sign up, which is definitely exciting. Let's see what the post is. Also, sorry for the formatting. It's set up so that the actual battle screen looks pretty nice. Oh, isn't this so exciting? Post in, participate. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. I'm hype. I'm hype. I will win. I believe in you. Okay. Just reading all of this insane dialogue. Let's have a little prediction. Is any of my mods in chat, or any of my mods in chat, to use actual proper grammar? Because if so, let's get a little prediction. I want to like see what archetype people think are going to win this whole thing, and set the prediction on like a 30-minute timer. Mochi, can you make a prediction between offensive team winning the entire tournament or defensive team? And defensive would be balance, semi-sol, stall. Offensive would be, of course, hyper offense, Bulkio. Oh my god. Finch is really cool, by the way. I reached out to them and they're like, yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. This took... Oh, poor guy. But I reached out to Finch with this late January. Obviously, didn't super trust me at first because I'm just some random that was like, hey, we should do this. I think it would be fun. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta mute on stream. We have a special guest joining us, and I gotta get all that audio stuff set up.
say anything. Yeah, yeah, I didn't think about that, but
All right, can you talk for me a little bit? Let's make sure it's playing
yep.
audio.
Testing, testing, 1 2 3. Testing, testing, 1 2 3. Also, I'm hearing an echo on everything we both say.
That's not good. Like stream-wise?
I mean, I'm on the stream. I don't think any audio is happening, but I'm hearing. Unless it is. Well, let
Hopefully.
me try muting the stream. Okay, maybe it is playing on stream.
Let me watch my own stream because I am, of course, obsessed with myself.
Okay, yeah, it looks like it was the stream. So I guess I just have to mute the stream.
I'm gonna mute you for just 1 second, and then I'm gonna talk to see if I hear my voice twice. Okay. It sounds like it's only playing my audio once, and we're just like hearing each other. Okay, I'm gonna mute that. Everybody let me know if the audio is just completely cooked. Many such cases of me falling into that little blunder, that little trap. Oh,
How many viewers are we at here? I can't tell where the number is. No.
it is 27, which is pretty good for me. I'm pretty excited.
Solid. Solid. Yeah, I'm just surprised no one's commenting on the audio and chat. We got 31 it looks like now. Epic.
The freaking Lily. We also have Finch helping us with like actual generation stuff, which is really exciting. Round 1 in the next 2 minutes. How many Garganicles do you think we'll see? Hopefully 0. That is a demon of a Pokemon.
I mean, I hope we see a ton. Garganomics. I mean, it's going up. Garganackle is always stocks are always increasing. Um, I feel like Salt Cure is just the way to go. So I'm thinking we'll probably see 128 person tournament. We'll probably see like
128
12 Gargs.
Garganicles.
And so just I guess for my sake and any kind of new viewers just joining, what is what's the plan as far as like rule set here? Are people allowed to switch their teams, or is it like locked, or what's the deal?
I'm pretty sure it's to my knowledge, I might be wrong. I gotta double check with Finch. But I'm pretty sure it's just best of 1 and you're allowed to change your teams. Are people
Okay, solid. So just best of 1, single elimination, overused.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same rule set that you used yesterday, which I thought was a pretty funny coincidence.
Okay,
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, I turned the music off just for the beginning. You are apparently the quietest person to ever exist. Let me boost you a little bit.
All right. Hopefully
How's
I'm louder
that?
now.
Okay. Uh,
Here we
what
go,
if I just
guys.
turn
This
you
is
all the way
probably the
up?
volume I'll be speaking at.
How's that, guys?
All
More
right,
up?
testing, testing, 1 2 3. More up. Oh boy.
I'm not even gonna lie. I actually have them completely maxed out here. Let me boost it a little bit. Properties.
Let's see. I mean, is it like as in my Discord audio?
I have you set to
Is boosted
200% on
full?
Discord. And then
Okay.
it's weird because you sound
Yeah.
completely fine to me.
I mean, I've got my input volume on max, so I think. I mean, it could be any site. I guess that's got me on low volume. Could be the change potentially. I don't know if it's because there's Discord audio, and then there's also whatever you're using to record. I could
Yeah.
have whatever input source might have me very low volume on there, so you could try on that as well.
And okay, I did get the confirmation. People are allowed to switch teams. The first battle is about to start.
Excellent. I'm excited to get into this.
Oh, me too. I have been like, I struggled to sleep last night because I was super excited for this.
I also struggled to sleep last night for different reasons, but hopefully, hopefully this is a fun time. Yeah, this I'm thinking. I'm trying to think what kind of teams we'll see in early rounds. So 128, that's a really solid number of participants. So and especially $500. I mean, that's going to have some really impressive players come out. And there is, of course, though, the volatility of SVOU. I mean, best of one is like
We're going to be
to
seeing
the
like
extent where,
absolute demon Terra types.
yeah, I'm definitely ready for the Terra Blast Electric Dragonite or something to come out. We'll see.
I've lost to
Dragonite is
that.
just
That's
horrifying.
terrible.
So has the tour begun? I saw we got a game from Lang Loi starting in
Okay.
chat. I know they're a very strong player.
I
Uh,
actually recognize
so
that
that's
name
one
and I
we
have
could
no
check
idea
out.
how. Game
Mhm.
discussion. Okay, and then all of these links just ooh, whoa, my ears. Okay, that's better. Goodness gracious. Volcanion. What? This team looks kind of familiar, the one that I'm looking at. FSK
Mm.
versus Nat. And then
Yeah,
I'm just
I mean,
gonna pull up a bunch of random ones.
fair enough. Are we going to kind of be bouncing between games, or are we going to try to focus on one at a time?
So we're gonna be bouncing between them unless we see like a really, really interesting game with just like especially interesting teams. At least for the early rounds. Towards the end, we'll definitely be focusing on just like specific teams because right now there's just a bunch of people doing stuff.
Okay, fair enough. I guess that's also maybe something we get chat opinion on. In my personal opinion, I like to, even like in the early stages, I like to focus on a game because I feel like if we bounce between it, it's just really hard to follow what's going on. But maybe I underestimate the ability of the average viewer here. So I guess in chat, if you want to let us know, do you want us to watch one game and like really talk about it and get into it, or do you kind of want to just see like a more variety of what's going on in a lot of different games?
And we can definitely focus on one. You guys just let me know if like there's a more interesting team than the one we're currently looking at. You let me know as well, Pink, if you see anything that's just like super, super swag.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everything so loud? Okay, let me just turn all that down. We got some. The first thing I pull up is Lu on Lu action, which is always fun to see.
Oh yeah, invigorating stuff.
Bikes
So we got
versus
on one end,
rocks.
we've got damage, and on the other end, we're prioritizing hazards. So right off the bat, I've got to say this is looking really, really good for Nat. I mean, you've got a hazard stack team, and your opponent has a Corviknight as their only removal, and you have a Goldengo. That usually means a good game. That's pretty much curtains in most cases. I mean, that was a good sticky barb though. I didn't realize that got attached. But yeah, we see the Iron Defense come out there. That is not really a forward moving play against Goldango. So it,
What are
it
you
looks
gonna
like Nat's
do
team.
when the Corviknight clicks Power Trip on the Goldango and sends it to the moon?
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way. It could be cool if it was bulk up. If it was bulk up, there'd be a chance. But as it is, there's just no shot. Honestly, this Clefable here could potentially Calm Mind up and just win the entire game right now. I'd be afraid of Thunderwave, so I personally wouldn't do that. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. So yeah, that Thunderwave is going to make things a little bit tough, but theoretically, Clefable should still be able to just destroy this entire team. Yeah, I mean, Ting Lu can come in here. It's going to have to Terra, though. Like, burning your Terra just to phase out a paralyzed Clefable is... Oh, no, they just didn't Terra and
I
said,
wouldn't be
let me let the
surprised if
Ting Lu
this
die.
Clef has flamethrower too, especially Calm Mind Clef.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's got the standard, right? Combine, Moonlight, and Moonblast. Last is probably knockoff, would be my guess, because it's a hazard stack, but Flamethrower is definitely a possibility as well.
It could also be knockoff Darkrai. I've been seeing that quite a bit. Oh, it's
Hmm.
stored power.
Interesting. Oh,
That
we
is
get
not
the
something I see as
critical hit.
often.
That is a huge critical hit. Clefable's still outspeeding though, thanks to that minimum speed on Glowking. But all it takes is one full paralysis here, and that's going to be it for Clefable.
I believe in this Clef. I think the Clef is going to go the distance. Gen 1 Pokemon? Oh, never mind. I had faith. I really did.
Mm. One thing to note, I mean, well, I guess I can't tell the stream. Should I be? I think we're a little bit desynced. I'm seeing things happen, like you commented on the stored power and the clef dying before I saw that. Could you maybe share your screen with me so I
Yes,
can
I
see it
can. My
in
bad.
real time? Because I think there's a slight delay on the stream.
Yeah, it's on purpose. I saw you did that yesterday. I was like, wait, that's a good idea.
Well, in this case, I think the delay you've got is like 1 second, right?
Oh,
Like it's
I'm not as much of an engineer as you are.
well, it's I mean
Ooh.
I'm a little concerned about a tour of this, caliber, because someone could very easily be listening to what we're saying right now, and with $500 on the line, like we want to be giving good commentary, which often involves discussing correct plays and possible routes to win, but someone could theoretically use that. But at the
I'll
same
set
time,
it
I
to one
figure,
minute.
yeah, that's probably a bit safer, I would say. I think the tournament standard is for Smogon rules, I believe, is 2.5, which is huge, but obviously that would completely kill chat engagement. So I'll leave it up to your discretion, but that would be my
Let's
my
set it at
personal
90
go-to.
seconds. A nice little middle ground.
Mm. That should be enough to shut down most of anyone who's going to be listening to the commentary. Yeah.
Okay, I'm also pulling up another thing because I need to also be reading the game discussion at least a little bit.
Hmm.
Dude, you got owned by the Automod, Nieko. I'm also not going to be looking at chat very much this stream. I'm kind of mainly focused on this. Okay. Window.
All right, so it's looking like, depending on this Goldengo set, this could just be game. I mean, if this is a Scarf Goldengo, that's going to be brutal to deal with. I even after the really unfortunate RNG on that Clefable with the critical hit immediately, it's still looking like a very, very, very good position for Nat.
We also still have the Darkrai in the back, which, if Clef gets chipped enough, should just go straight through. And I don't really see much in the path of the Darkrai if they get chip on any more chip at all on Volcanion. Was it Boots when it
Hmm.
came in?
I don't know. I think I was focused on the delay at the moment and kind of lost track of the game.
Yeah.
But have we seen the any indication of the Dragapult's item yet, or did it just kill the Tinglu with the U-turn? Is that all we've seen? So that's it.
If it came
But
in, it's Boots because hazards have been up the
yeah,
entire time.
okay. So we see an interesting tricking the Choice Scarf to Clefable. So that's definitely going to limit its ability to fight back. Not really a horrible situation, though, to be honest, for Clefable. So that 4 times resistance there on that Make It Rain is going to make that do absolutely zero. But in comes the Dragonite again. This is the third Steam Eruption it's eating, and still no burn. Bad luck for FFKZ there.
It's one of those situations where if they ever click it against me, I instantly get burned, but if I have a Volcanion, they are never getting burned.
Hmm.
What set do you think the Dragonite is? It's only clicked Dragon Tail.
Yeah, so the Dragon Tail sets tend to run, well, they run, Dragon Tail, Roost, Extreme Speed, and Earthquake is typical. Sometimes Ice Spinner over Earthquake, but you generally always want to run Terra Normal, Extreme Speed. There's kind of these support Dragonite sets. They're pretty good, honestly. I've enjoyed using them on a few occasions. Let's see what this one goes for here. Just going to be an Earthquake, which makes sense. But this Dragon, I guess, theoretically has maybe one more switch into Volcanion, depending on rolls and burns. But yeah, if this Corviknight has a U-turn, definitely the time to click it. I would be pretty confident that a Goldengo is entering here.
I have a question for you. Do you think
And
that Ting also had rocks? Because I feel like if you're single hazard, it'd be more likely to be rocks than spikes.
mhm. I suspect the Clefable probably has Stealth Rock. So that was a Sticky Barb set, so I'm guessing it's got Stealth Rock. Yeah, generally you want to kind of not have all your hazards on one Pokemon, because even a Tinglu is going to have trouble setting up 3 layers of spikes and Stealth Rock. So you want to kind of spread it out as much as possible. Okay, Dragonite's going to finally go down, and we do indeed get confirmation that Boots pult. So things are starting to look a little bit scary, but we got Boots Darkrai coming out too. Of course, that's not
Maybe.
going to be taking repeated hits from a Dragapult U-turn. So I'd say, as Nat here, if you've got Terra Poison it's time to pull that out. You don't want to be taking a lot of damage from those U-turns. And I also want to question that tricking the choice scarf to Clefable. I feel like in an endgame like this, with how good Shadow Ball looks, you really don't want to be
Ooh,
letting go of
Red
that
Their
choice
Life.
scarf. And we see a insane Terra Fairy on Darkrai. That is not a common Terra type at all, but turned out to be exactly what was needed here. And that should be game, honestly. I mean, you're outspeeding Clefable, you're destroying Corviknight, you're destroying Volcanion. Dragapult can't really touch you. So, barring any absolute nonsense with maybe the Dragapult has Thunder Wave, barring anything like that, this game is super over.
I don't see much living these attacks. Coverage, Terra Blast, Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse. I think that just wins. Was
Mm-hmm.
it? No, it's definitely physically defensive core if it has Iron Defense.
Yeah, so a quick note about the stream delay. I'm just checking out the stream now, and it's still like pretty much right where we're at.
Weird. I thought I
So,
set it higher. Let me go back in and double check. Thank you so much. Okay, pull this up onto the big screen so that I can put my peepers on it. Just swap around here a little bit.
yeah, also, if someone in chat could let us know how the audio is, that would be great.
Yes, absolutely. That would be very good. Make sure there's no sort of echo or anything like that. And that's the first battle won. Let's see if the other two that I had pulled up are won. Okay, it looks like both of those games. Oh, this one's not. These customs are
Yeah, really
really,
gonna.
really cool.
What's that Kurum's health?
100.
100. Okay,
I think that's it.
interesting.
Not
Well,
boots.
after all those hazards, Torn will not be surviving that. Excuse me, Kurum will not be surviving that. So it depends on the set. If it's boots, Kurum, this game's over. I guess they are there. Oh, U-turn is quite the play, and oh boy, that is not what you want to enter on. Yeah, really questionable choice coming in on all those hazards. So a Life Orb Bleak Wind, I believe, does it here. Um,
Have we seen
I guess
Terra?
we'll see.
Yes. On Samurott, Terra Ghost. I had the thing pulled up before. I cannot find it now. Okay. Stream delay. Off and back on.
Yep,
Okay, I
Kurum
have
did indeed die.
once again done the stream delay. See if it would it lag the stream to like set up the delay? How would it like start doing it?
It would have to lag the stream, yeah.
Well, hopefully that one fixes it. Maybe a refresh would put it back to where the delay is. Okay, let's see how that one went. Are any more games happening? That game versus Nat. I don't know why I recognize Nat's name, but I've seen some of their stuff. Not sure where, but they've always seemed strong to me.
Mhm.
Do you play much like tournament games? Any Gun Tour for you?
I do not personally just really dislike the scheduling, the team prep. It's all
Seems
not my
crazy
favorite thing.
having something take like 3 months.
Hmm. Yeah, tournaments are a lot of work for everybody involved. Why
Oh,
are people not using timer in a $500 tour? Someone asks. Great question.
yeah. And what an interesting game we pull up into.
Mm. So yeah, we've got Keldeo against Trick, and that looks to be, I guess, Bandit or Choice Specs. Got Trick to Choice Specs earlier. Okay. Yeah. So this is a really weird team. I mean, you don't see Zarude every day. It's looking like Ursaluna is fit to just absolutely run through this team. But I suppose we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's not looking good.
I'm not used to
Got
seeing Blissey on anything other than stall. Is that like a metagame progression? Balanced Blissey?
kind of. I mean, there's been a case of where Chansey did really well on a balanced team once. Blissey has occasionally found its way onto balanced teams. Scarf Blissey team actually did quite well recently. Scarf Trick. So it's out there. You'll see it, but generally, no, it's not really a common or popular thing.
I actually used
And
that
yep,
exact that Scarf Blissey team. I stopped using it after I tricked Choice Scarf onto a Alolan Ninetales. Unfortunately, it clicked Calm Mind, and then I lost because nothing I had outsped it. So that was an unfortunate turn to use Trick.
mhm. Yes, this is an absolutely brutal situation for we three kings here. Okay, we get a surprise Terra Ghost. That is exactly what you want to have on Gliscor in this scenario. If this is defensive Gliscor, which based on that facade damage, I can't tell off the top of my head if it is or not. But I think either way, it's living a headlong rush. So this game could just be turned on its head depending on the health of the other Pokemon. What's the Cresselia and what are the Porygon at?
Crest is at 100. Porygon's at 100. The only person that has any chip is who's on the field right now.
Excellent. Yeah. So that's good because that Healing Wish is going to be stored in the back. And while Lunar Dance activates for any PP loss, Healing Wish does not. So if they want to go into Porygon here or, Cresselia, set up that Trick Room, and then go back into Ursaluna and fully heal, that is an option. You see that special attack boost, but Terra Ghost is going to be pretty effective against Porygon as well. This is a Hyper Beam Porygon. So I believe it's Terra Blast Ground, Trick Room, Ice Beam, and Hyper Beam. So this is a great opportunity to burn up that Healing Wish going into Ursaluna, and instead we are wasting Trick Room turns and health clicking Ice Beam. So really weird plays coming out from 3 IDK here, just deciding, you know what, I don't want Trick Room. I'd rather just have my Porygon die. I suppose it kind of makes sense not wanting to come in on a Seismic Toss, but
Maybe they were
bizarre
scared
protect
of
there.
getting their Ursaluna paralyzed after the Healing Wish cured the burn.
Mm. That's looking like a defensive Gliscor based on how little it took. So as Gliscor here, you can protect, and you're not going to kill, but oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is 3 IDK here is throwing out some extraordinarily questionable plays. This is
Does
just
what on their team even breaks? I feel like you
so I
find
mean
a
Headlong
turn to bring
Rush.
Keldeo in on Ursaluna, and then the game's over because nothing can kill Blissey.
Well, there's an Ursaluna that can kill Blissey, but I mean it keeps getting chipped because they're not playing aggressively. But yeah, like that previous turn where there was a protect on the Blissey, I mean that should have just been a Headlong Rush. Like we've got to be just clicking attacks, because if Blissey dies, Volcanion can sweep the entire team. So yeah, this was kind of tossed at the end. I think 3 IDK had this game and just kind of just
Does
let their Ursaluna get worn
Ursaluna
down.
does also underspeed Blissey, so I feel like I would have just let it take a seismic toss, bring it in, and start dealing damage, because at that point there was no more immunities to ground. They should have just been clicking moves.
Yeah, no, that protect was definitely not the play. And there was also the totally unnecessary sacking of Porygon too, which just didn't need to happen.
Wonder if they're ooh, this person is I really like this person's teams. They always have really funny stuff. Maverick shooters.
I'd be happy to check them out next round.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Unfortunately, they didn't even do their first battle. They just got the timer.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more battles happening? Does not look like it. Is locked and can shell. More than the obligatory 5 minutes. Yeah, that looks like it's it. Now we're just waiting for round 2. And yes, Yes, palette, it will be. Mostly just for footage. I'm going to be collecting all of the replays just to edit something together. I figured out I might as well make some sort of scripted video out of this. Should be
Heck
fun.
yeah.
Well, while we have a little bit of downtime, what is your least favorite Pokemon to face?
Hmm. I think it's got to be Gliscor. I mean, it
Definitely
just
feel that.
survives forever, and there'll be so many times where the Gliscor just creates a lot of situations where you have to hope you don't get bad luck. Like it'll click poison jab, and you're like, please don't get it on the first one, and then it will. Or you're like, okay, I kill this if it doesn't get the double protect, and then it gets the double protect. Um, and it's just it's brutal. It's brutal, and oftentimes against some of these stall games, I have to actually stall out its protect PP, and it's
It
just not
also
fun.
runs just so many different really, really good Terra types. Of course, Terra Normal isn't as popular as it used to be for like Sword Stand's Facade, but there's Terra Ghost, which is probably the most popular. There's also Terra Water. Those are probably just the two big ones, but it always seems to have the Terra that beats me. I was running a pretty slow, bulky offense team, and it just so happened to be max speed Swords Dance, and that game ended there.
Hmm.
Because
And
even
yeah, I mean that'll be how it is with Gliscor. There's Terra Normal, Terra Fairy, Terra Dark on the Swords Dance sets. Brutal.
even not invested, it's still a really, really bulky and fat Pokemon.
Hmm.
One thing I'm curious about, I might literally be making this up. Is Garganical slower than? Oh my god, it's definitely slower than Mola.
Oh
I've
yeah,
had
by a
so many
lot.
turns where I went to Wish Out and then just took insane damage from Salt Cure. No,
Mm.
no, because I will flip turn out forgetting that this is one of the two Pokemon ever that underspeed Mola, then something else takes a Salt Cure and then has to switch out.
Mm. There is a cool Mola tech. I don't see it often, but it's Lagging Tail Mola to
Oh
get the
my
slow flip
goodness.
turn on Garganackle, and you underspeed Galarian Slowking's Chilly Reception. Usually not worth it, but it is an interesting tech. I've tried it, and I didn't find it worth it, but I could see a team really wanting that slow flip badly enough that Lagging Tail Mola is actually the move.
That is really creative. I was also thinking Iron Ball, which probably would just have the same effect. How slow is Slowking Galar?
You wouldn't get it. Iron Ball would not get you the Slowking Galar.
Really?
Yep.
65. I thought it was 45. But my least favorite Pokemon, oh, I literally already said Garganical. It's a really cool design, though. It's a Pokemon that I really hate, but I don't really have much of a reason to. Kind of like Gliscor. There are some times when I just can't break the Gliscor. It's just too bulky. Don't have anything that can deal enough damage, which is always unfortunate. Okay, so we're looking for Maverick. And
All
if you
right, we
see
got
any names
round
that you
two.
recognize, just let me know.
Okay, will do.
What's your favorite Pokemon to use?
Hmm. This is a good question. I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. There aren't really any Pokemon that feel awesome to use in this generation. Like I remember in Generation 8, like Tapu Lele was just awesome. Like it always felt great to have on your team. And I don't think there really is a Pokemon that jumps out at me like that for SVOU.
The only Pokemon that I've used consistently on multiple teams would just have to be Dragapult. I just like the different varieties of sets. You have the support set, Hex, T-Wave slash Will-O-Wisp. You have Banded with Terra Blast or Phantom Force if you want it to be bad. Specs, Terra Ghost. It's a really versatile Pokemon, mainly helped by the fact that it's one of the fastest Pokemon in the tier.
Hmm. I see we got a game versus from Ski versus I'm not sure who Calamari Ninja is, but I know Ski. It's the one Pinchinator highlighted. That might be a fun one to check out. Oh, I
It's
don't know.
not
I
a
thought
link.
that
My
was
bad. Hold
clickable
on. Let me
text.
let me find it. Control F. I'm
Well, now
blind.
I'm just confused. I'm not seeing it either.
Maybe they made this
Interesting.
up. Gubia
Well, there's
Caesar.
Mav.
That.
Well, we got Maverick shooters up there, so
Yep.
we can check
That
that
seems
one
like
out.
a team they'd be running. Sun
Really?
versus what is this? Like offense? Doesn't seem like
Yeah.
hyper offense.
Yeah, I'd call it offense probably. I mean, could be hyper offense. Sort of depends on the sets, but yeah, it's there really aren't always super defined lines. That's a good burn though. That's definitely a good burn to get off because that pretty much guarantees this Tinglu is never getting hazards up. Yeah, Hatterene there was super obvious, so good call there from Maverick shooters going for the Ruination. Ninetales is of course never going to stay in, either going to be a switch to Hatterene or Tusk, more likely Hatterene. But this is a really good opportunity for Metallica to just go into Walking Wake here. I mean, Hydro Steam's looking incredible, but opting to go into Tusk instead, kind of a weird move. Tusk isn't going to do a lot of damage here, and you're just going to get it with a Ruination. I guess Stealth Rock is the idea, and that's fair.
Do
But
you think they're
going
scared of
for a Headlong
Moth?
Rush.
I mean, Stealth
I can't
Rock's
imagine that would be. I can't imagine that would be the motivation behind not going into Walking Wake. We might see a Stealth Rock get set here. Kind of surprised not to see Stealth Rock go up from Maverick shooters, especially since there's not really a downside. Since if it gets bounced back by Hatterene, you don't end up with double Stealth Rock on your side, of course.
I'm also
But
noticing this
that
team has
is
no
going to be the Hazard
removal.
Dead. Mm. Yeah, I mean that's good chip though for that's really good chip for Maverick shooters on this Tusk because presumably this Great Tusk is not Boots. Boots is kind of a rare item on Sun teams, so probably if that Samurott gets one single spike up, that hazard is here to stay. Yeah, so now we go into Wake. A little bit unusual. Fiery Dance, do we see a boost? That's huge, and we do see the boost. So that means a Dazzling Gleam can come off here and kill without needing to Terra, which is a huge factor. Going to Terra anyway, so maybe my head calcs are off there, and that was needed. But yeah, this honestly could be it for Metallica. Actually, no, I do believe Venusaur outspeeds. So it looks
Would
like
you
that's
not
going to be
go
the
for
approach
another
here.
Fiery Dance here?
You certainly would. Yeah, Fiery Dance here is pretty much a perfect play. You could also Dazzling Gleam trying to catch the Raging Bolt coming in. That's a possibility as well.
That's a pretty
And
good
that
turn.
is probably game. Yeah, so I was thinking there, Ninetales, you probably want to click Encore if you're worried about Substitute. And potentially, I would have actually gone for D-Gleam there if I were Maverick shooters to catch the potential Raging Bolt coming in. I think that would have been a good play, switching Raging Bolt, so you don't have to let the Tusk die as well. But you've got a Thunderclap here. I mean, that's kind of your only option. A creative play for Maverick shooters if they want to stall out Sun turns, they actually could go for some substitutes here, just to burn some Sun turns, and potentially put that Venu in a rough spot. Yeah, looks like they decide not to do that, which makes sense. And Raging Bolt is going to Terra. But I believe you're at the range here where you do die to Sludge Wave. After that Life Orb, I think Sludge Wave will kill now. So we've got a bit of a kind of a 50-50 on our hands in the favor of Iron Moth.
Would you click Thunderclap here?
I would
Well, that
click
answers that
Thunderbolt,
question.
personally. So I would have gotten that wrong. But yeah, that's just it's one of those situations where there's not really a right or wrong play. It just comes down to reads.
So this is a heavily chipped Raging Bolt. Ninetales can probably 50. Venusaur might be a little bit problematic. I mean,
I
there is
highly
still a
doubt it.
Goldengo.
I mean, there's a Dragonite, right? Like, I don't really see a world where Dragonite doesn't just wipe up the rest of this game. There is a chance the Dragonite is some set like, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Terra Blast type situation where it doesn't have extreme speed and it doesn't have a great way of hitting Venusaur. In that scenario, this could go poorly. and Venusaur could do something, but I find it unlikely.
Do you think
Even with
burning
that
the
one hit
Dragonite would
KO,
help?
it certainly would, but I don't see how that's going to happen. I mean, you just click Dragon Dance here. There's one turn of Sun left. It's pretty much perfect. Unless you've got to go, I think, for Sludge Bomb with Venusaur here and hope you get a Poison, I guess. I mean, the Hatterene's at 50, so that's not living a +1. And no, yeah, no Poison. So if this thing has Extreme Speed, that's game. No, good Dragon Dance there, which I think you need that to kill the Hatterene. So that was good. I guess, yeah, Hatterene theoretically could have reversaled that if you didn't Dragon Dance. So maybe there was a play where you left in Venusaur predicting that, but you would have needed to get a Poison or a critical hit. So it's a good play from Maverick shooters and probably wasn't going to end any other way. And at this point, your only hope is going Venusaur, hoping it doesn't have Extreme Speed and getting a critical hit on Sludge Bomb. That's all you can do.
I feel like Dragonite is one of those Pokemon like Surledge that just, given even a single turn, just wins the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dragonite. It's a nightmare to use and a nightmare to face because oftentimes it does not have the set you need to win, but then when you face it, it might have the set it needs to beat you.
One little duo that I've been using a lot, Hatterene with Scale Shot Loaded Dice, Fire Punch. That's a really fun one to use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the classic Hatterene plus Hazard Week setup sweepers is very effective. And yep, there we see that's definitely going to be game. Extreme Speed here. I mean, I think even Iron Valiant, I believe, is a speed tie with Chlorophyll Venusaur, but we're not going to end up seeing that. Good stuff from Maverick shooters.
This is a team I think is a somewhat known team because I think I've seen this exact one used by this exact person in a different tour. And it seems like a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of just kind of offensive teams with a Boots DD Dragonite in the back have been very successful. I will say, I think Mavericks team, I think just instantly loses to Stall, which I don't love, but you know, matchup fishing is not, well, I'm not going to say matchup fishing. Hoping you don't run into Stall is kind of an unfortunately common building strategy that a lot of people are going with. Just with all the insane Terra Sweepers out there, it's so difficult to cover everything in the metagame. A lot of people have just said, I'm just going to pray I don't run into Stall and build without any real way of getting through that.
What if we
Pure
discover
hack
here?
monster game.
This is not what I was looking for. Hello, Garganical. Whoa.
Nice. Only on
This
turn
is
6. Maybe we want to roll it back and check out how the first few turns went.
Oh, sounds good. First turn. Volcanion in on Garganical.
Mm-hmm. Not too bad of a start. Wellspring comes in. Do we see the Wisp? Nope, unfortunately not. A
You think
lot of
it's
Volcanion
choice
these days
locked?
are running Will-O-Wisp. Could be. Definitely possible, but most Volcanion these days aren't choice locked because of Wellspring. Really.
Instantly burned. That's terrible. I think that
Yeah.
Meowscarada is gone forever now. I don't, it's not going to be providing much more value.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll find out if Volcanion's choice locked here, and that looks like
And didn't
no. I
burn.
don't think that's strong enough to be choice locked.
There's the greatest move ever to be designed on a Pokemon that just has a ghost resistance for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they certainly
Second burn?
gave Garganackle the works. No, okay, no burn this time. That's good.
Pokemon
Please
like
don't click
Moltres
Steam
almost make me
Eruption.
want to
And they
use...
clicked Steam Eruption.
Sometimes I look at Moltres and Zapdos and think, wow, what if I gave my core protective pads?
Okay, we got a burn on the Zamba. That's really nice. 10%, so that's pretty lucky there. Yeah, if you gave your Corviknight protective pads, it'd be, obviously better against the birds, but overall just not worth
Bad
it.
against
That's
everything else.
Yeah, that's the sad kind of part of protective pads. A lot of people have just realized in pretty much every scenario, it's just not worth it. So you could theoretically Terra Volcanion here. We have a Shucka Berry survival. If that Steam Eruption missed, it would have been tragic. So this game has just gotten all of a sudden turned on its head. Things were looking really bad for JSP at first. But there's still that Garganackle. Do you have a way to get past this Garganackle with your Meowscarada burned like that? Uh, this
Maybe it
core of
will
Garg
depend on the
Moltres.
Terra.
Mhm.
Looking at their
I mean,
team, could
yeah.
you guesstimate what the Terra is? Oh, that answers that
Yeah,
question.
so yeah, I mean it's usually going to be water or fairy. This team, it's really a toss up. You've got two steel types, so you're not really bad against dragon. Um, you're not really having trouble with Goldengo either, since you've got a King Gambit. Yeah, so you definitely want to protect here as Garganackle, scout for the trick. It's just going to be a knockoff. Yeah, see, this is the trouble here. I really struggle to see. Actually, no, never mind. The Terra Water, I think, was a bit of a mistake, because if you kept Garganackle, not Terra'd, you kind of made it difficult for Raging Bolt to get an entrance. But now, Raging Bolt could very easily destroy the remainder of Agen S's team.
No sucker there, which was an interesting decision.
I'll say.
This is just me being kind of not as experienced as you, nearly as experienced. Do critical hits ignore burn?
They do not. Yeah,
They do
so
not. That's tragic.
yeah, critical hits are not going to save you from the devastation of burn. If a physical attacker's burned, that's pretty much it. It's not doing much. And we've got synthesis. I mean, that's helpful, but if you look at their team at this point, Raging Bolt just clicks Thunderbolt. Like, barring any total nonsense, I don't see how you get past this. I mean, let's check Ogerpon. Have we seen the moves, the full move set revealed? Spikes.
Spikes.
Oh yeah, so it's absolutely Ivy Cudgel last, meaning you cannot touch Raging Bolt. You can't encore it into Thunderclap. You've got no shenanigans like that. No tricks up your sleeve. I mean, yeah, you're
They
that Raging Bolt's gonna enter the field, and that's game.
they have a treads. Why do they have spikes on their ogre pun?
I mean, Treads doesn't get
Ooh.
spikes. Yeah, Treads. Why would that make Ogerpon? Yeah, so just to clarify, Treads doesn't get spikes, and it's a rapid spinner, so it works pretty well
Yeah.
with spikes Ogerpon. But yeah,
I
this
guess
is just going to be game.
I guess I personally just prefer more. I would have liked play rough or knockoff there, of course.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the problem here is just that Agen S's team had really no breaking core that I can see. It doesn't really have a great way of making progress. We're seeing a ton of teams that just get farmed by stall. Again, it really frustrates me that nobody's kind of seemingly considering how they're going to get past a stall team. I guess Garganackle is kind of a resource. Spikes Ogerpon can be good. I mean, maybe, no, but it's a leftovers can gambit. It's not Terra Dark Glasses. Yeah, these teams I'm seeing seem like any decent stall player would absolutely wipe the floor with them.
And they might be, because we have not seen a lot of the teams that are being used. That looks like a fun name. Oh. Many such cases. Walking Wake, last Pokemon left. Walking Wake is one of those Pokemon that actually have me like shaking in my boots whenever I see it on the other side of the field, because nothing is switching into that unless you have like a good prediction bringing in your Ogerpon. Just hoping that it's choice locked into, Steam Eruption so that you might actually get a play rough or something like that. Or
Yeah, I mean,
knocking off
you've got
the.
some other answers. You got Slow King is a really good scout. You've got AV Mola is really solid. But yeah, there are a few Pokemon that make Walking Wake trivial to deal with, and most teams though are going to be sweating pretty badly. Maybe we can just click on a game that started more recently. There's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
chance
yeah.
that it's still going on.
That's one we just watched.
Okay, we got another semi trick room team kind of thing happen.
And this is
Another
also
balanced
not. I
Tacmoss.
gotta read what I'm clicking on a little bit. Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
that was an
It
interesting
looks
end
like we're
game.
nearly wrapped up. You could potentially go and see ongoing games.
Where is that? I have no idea how to
I
use
think
this website.
so. Go to that plus tab at the top right there, And let's see. Click the 9 active battles. There you go. And let's look and see if there are any OU ones. So it looks like, yeah, we've got a few. We could check in on that, but I guess actually this works too. So this looks like not oh, it's all good. This looks like not a terribly interesting game. We're seeing a ton of this like really standard Tinglu Gold Hazard stack model with Dragonite appearing. They're like teams with 4 of the same Pokemon as this are pretty much everywhere. Only thing that's a little off the beaten path is Skarmory, so I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, Skarmory on this team, what's odd is they seem like they've got, I mean, so it looks like probably just Rock Stingly, Spike, Skarmory. It'd be cool if we see Swords Dance Skarmory. That's always a blast, but yeah,
Spikes, Whirlwind, Roost, Brave Bird. This Skarmory has been on the field for a little bit. It's been through something. Turn 67.
Have we gotten any confirmation on the Kyurem set? Can we check that out?
Freeze Dry, Sub Protect, so probably Earth Power last.
And can we check out the Clefable? How many Moonlights are we talking here? Do we have Calm Mind?
It's used 3. Encore.
Okay. Yeah. So that's not a great Encore, because this Kyurem was more than happy to click Freeze Dry, as I guarantee it. All you're really doing is saying, Kyurem, please burn more of my healing moves.
Whoa, the Gholdengo has a Toxic Orb. Interesting. The Tinglu has a Choice Scarf. Must Berry Tricked. Does every single Pokemon on this team have Trick?
Quite a few, it looks like. And now we've got Corviknight with a Toxic Orb. So I guess if you got to have a Toxic Orb on something, you'd want it to be a Corviknight. What does this Gliscor got tricked? Choice Scarf? Or no, that's on the Mola now.
Oh, it has nothing now.
It's got nothing. Cool.
Sword Stand's Facade, so it's Terra Normal. Or, you know,
looks like this cycle has happened a few times. Does Dragonite have Ice Spinner? Has this been revealed
yet? It missed. That's tragic.
Yeah, that is a bad miss. And that Roost is not healing enough, so you've got to click Dragon Tail again. Looks like this Dragonite probably does not have Ice Spinner, based on the way it's playing.
What a terrible Pokemon to be pulled out. That is a tragic set of turns.
Yeah, I mean, Weezing wouldn't have been great either. Well, what's the Weezing's health? What are we looking at there?
Under half. Okay. That's not switching
Weezing
it on
would have
too
been
much.
fine then. Yeah, that would have just died to an EQ. So yeah, Corviknight probably was the worst. Kyurem probably was the worst case scenario there. Great play bringing in that Weezing. That's going to be a huge defog. Yep, and that Tinglu is at, it's at health where I suppose it could reset rocks. But this gives Weezing a lot more flexibility.
That Weezing's managed to clear hazards 4 times.
Impressive. But it's looking like this game is kind of going to be concluded in favor of one last kiss. I mean, I don't see how you don't eventually just lose to Gliscor. But okay, that's a very good aggressive Terra Ghost actually. I think realizing that, you know, if you're going to win this game, you can't be okay. Again, and you just said, you know what? Forget it. I will. Okay, interesting play.
Did Facade not kill at that range? I think I'm underestimating how bulky Skarmory is.
No, Facade did not even close to kill.
Oh my god,
do we see the Brave Bird come out here? Do we see the Brave Bird? We see the Whirlwind. Actually, no, Whirlwind was probably optimal there. But still, this Gliscor could still set.
Whoa,
and why did you forfeit? So what? Like what? Okay. Well, hold on. Zamazenta's got Ice Fang, but it's pretty chipped. I mean, it wasn't looking great now that I see that the Zama has Ice Fang, but I mean, you're at serious risk of getting destroyed by a Swords Dance Gliscor.
Does Gliscor live the Ice Fang at least once? Because it's a 23% Zama.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, I really don't understand that forfeit there. Unless there's something wacky I missed. I mean, that Gholdengo did not have, that wasn't choice specs. I don't know if we got ever confirmation on whether the Gliscor outsped Gholdengo. That's something to kind of think about as well. But this looked very, very winnable. So
That was an interesting, I did not expect that. I wonder if active battles... Nah. What have we walked in on? What is happening here? Ooh, the disconnect.
An unfortunate game for Nat.
That's it's not good. Terra
It looks like
Electric.
potentially a timeout. Hopefully not. Um, I mean, let's look at the health. What are we looking at on the side of, what is that, Laroxel? Let's look at the health of the Pokemon we've got here.
95, 99 paralyzed,
Oh my.
21, 50, 66. If it shows
Yeah.
50 here, that means it's actually 80, right?
83. Yeah, so you're
83,
done.
83.
Yeah, this is
Hear me
this is
out.
game
What
for.
if this Zapdos is choice specs?
Well, we would have seen that earlier in the game. We could check and find out if it's choice specs based on damage rolls.
Wait, is that a real set? I made that up.
It's a set. Yeah, I used it on a. I mean, usually on Rain, but I used it on a Toxicroak Rain. It was a lot of fun.
I saw the video about that. Your brain is massive. It's the size of the moon.
I wish, but glad you enjoyed it.
Okay, also let me close some of these. This is burning my eyes. I'm surprised. Ooh, I think they probably closed the tab there. What was that last turn? Terra Electric lost. So this is a really fat Cinderace, probably max HP.
Yeah, these Cinderace tend to be bulky Blaze, which would make its Pyro Ball super strong toward the end too. Probably both Pokemon just died to Cinderace. Some people run offensive Cinderace on this team. It has a lot of modifications, a lot of different versions out there. But yeah, generally, it is going to be bulky Blaze, Wisp, U-turn, Pyro Ball, and Court Change, with of course heavy duty boots.
It's too bad things went this way. Seems like they had a pretty interesting team as well. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else interesting going on. Oh, Storm Zone. I want to check out this. I also
Sure, let's see what
really
you
like
got.
this person's teams. I steal them a lot. Also steal your
Yeah,
teams. I just want you to know that. I rewatch your videos a lot just to go to your description and steal your teams. They're too good. That drop sucks
appreciate it.
moderately.
Yeah. Yeah, not too big of a deal. But let's see. Okay, I mean that is.
You think
Well,
it's
this looks
unaware
like
or water absorb?
based on the
I
fact that
mean,
they
they switched out.
Storm switched out there. I mean, that's got to be probably. You've also got right. You've got a Rotom and a Hydrapple, so I'd be pretty shocked with that many water resists if you were also running Water Absorb on Clodsire. That would just seem pretty excessive, and that's a brutal trick. Goldengo getting the boots. Clodsire now with leftovers. Not really, which is an okay item, but in a matchup like this, really not what you want to see.
I don't think I've ever seen leftover Galdinga with do you think it had a choice scarf at some point? It did.
I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a lot of trick shenanigans we've been seeing today.
Wow, I have not seen a Rotom wash in a while.
Mm. Well, it looks really good here, honestly. You could throw off a few hydro pumps. Not too bad. I suppose Walking Wake could come in easily, though. Let's see. The Hydrapple and Hydrapple being boots makes a lot of sense here. If you've got Terra Fairy Hydrapple, probably not too much of a mistake to use it. Honestly, it looks really effective here. But deciding to, kind of play it closer, or maybe not Terra Fairy, but preserving Terra for later is almost always a good call. Moonblast comes out there. No special attack drop though, so Clefable definitely still at risk of dying to a big Make It Rain.
Hydrapple only really runs Poison and Fairy, right?
Poison, Fairy, Steel,
Steel.
occasionally Dragon. You see that too.
That's greedy.
Oh yeah. So just opting to stay in there, which I agree with. You can just go for recover here, stay healthy, and not have to deal with that flip turn loss of momentum. So good play there from Storm. And yeah, Wake is poison now, so I'd say this game is pretty much over. That Walking Wake is really the last thing. What is that? Fishing? What is that name? Fishing, I
It's
think.
fishing with two
Um,
eyes.
okay, yeah. So
Fishing.
Fishing really only had that way of making progress. Meanwhile, Storm Zone sitting here with a Hydrapple that absolutely can make progress, and those hazards are chipping down Fishing more than they are Storm, absolutely. So it's looking like this game's in favor of Storm.
Does Storm's team have any removal? I don't think Skarmory gets defogged, does it?
Correct. Yeah, Storm has a no removal team here, and the only real remaining threat is this Dragonite. So I would honestly, yeah, exactly. Storm realizing that just about the only way to lose this game is if this Dragonite pulls some absolute BS, staying in and going for Toxic. Play I can agree with. We'll see. And we get the Earthquake there, just opting to wear down this Wake a little more. I'm not entirely sure if I agree with that play. I feel like keeping leftovers on Clodsire was kind of nice, but at the same time, maybe just impatient, trying to wrap this game up a little faster. Because at this point, it's not looking so good. Yeah, I mean, Fishing's making some good doubles here, kind of, just keeping the pressure on, trying to wear down this Clodsire's recoveries. That could maybe be an angle. I mean, this Clodsire has, how many recovers left are we talking? 3, right?
3.
Yeah. So
It's
if
reaching
this
the end of
thing
its
gets
life.
chipped, I mean, Malignant Chain, you could threaten Skarmory with Shadow Ball. Have we seen if this is Shadow Ball, Hex, or Foul Play yet? This Petrol?
It's Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball. Yeah. So that could potentially be a win condition here. Wearing down this Clodsire's recover and then going for the Malignant Chain. But if that Hydrapple is Terra Steel or Poison, that's not going to go so well, that plan.
I'm very potentially making this up. Skarmory is like base 70 special defense, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Even a Pecharunt's uninvested Shadow Ball will do a decent chunk. Probably,
Yeah.
I'm kind of head calcing here, but I'm going to guess around 30 to 35 kind of range. But no double this time. So this Hydrapple's going to get off a big hit here. I would probably just click a nice Fickle Beam, see if I can go all out.
Ooh, going for the greedy play.
Going for the nasty plot. Maybe greedy, or maybe just kind of time to reveal that it's a set that's like Terra Poison or Steel. Interesting to click Giga Drain there.
No,
not even close. So if you want to stay in here as Storm Zone, you're probably clicking that Terra Steel or Terra Poison. However, that's going to make you weak to Dragonite's Earthquake and potentially open you up for a sweep later. So I don't think you want to do that. But there we have it. So that makes the nasty plot make more sense. Not such a greedy play when you're, kind of in that guaranteed good position.
How bad would it have been if Drapple got poisoned there?
Well, really comes down to the Dragonite set, honestly. I mean, I couldn't have gotten poison there because, Terra Poison and all, but if it didn't
Terra.
Yeah, if it didn't Terra and got poison, I mean, it probably would have died, I think, with the damage plus poison. I mean, that would be... I think the game would still be winnable for Storm, for sure, but it would really just come down to the Dragonite set. I think that's kind of where we're at this point. That Skarmory, have we seen if it's Iron Defense or Whirlwind?
It's only clicked Spikes and Roost, so...
Yeah. So this game comes down to the Dragonite. If this Skarmory is Iron Defense and the Dragonite is just like a standard Terra normal set, I mean the Skarmory is just going to totally shut it down, and that's about it. That indicates probably Iron Defense. It could be Whirlwind Body Press, but it's probably Iron Defense. Usually when people go Whirlwind, they run Brave Bird. 2 Make It Rains here could kill this Clod, so we'll see if the Goldengo goes on the aggression. And actually not going to need 2 Make It Rains at all. Head calcs are way off there. Going to be easily killed by 2 Shadow Balls. But in comes the Weavile. So we haven't seen a Terra come out from Fishing, have we?
And there it is. Ooh.
Yep.
I probably would have clicked Triple Axle or switched out. Gotta make a little bit of a risk because that is Pokemon that could have done a lot.
I don't think as Storm Zone you're necessarily in a spot where you need to take risks here. I mean, getting that knockoff is going to make this Goldengo take a bunch of entry hazards. So I'd say even if you knew Terra Fairy, there's a good chance you should have just still stayed in and clicked it.
And it immediately got those boots back.
Is Tingle going to survive this? Nope, it is not. Yep, I agree with that nasty plot there. If Goldengo wanted to try to boost up, it was going to die the following turn. So yeah, I think Storm's play was solid there, even with the Terra being what it was. And you're in a really good spot here with Hydrapple. I mean, if Wake comes in, you just stay in and click Giga Drain. If Dragonite comes in, you click Fickle Beam. It's not going to be killing. You could also potentially Draco Meteor. Some of these don't run Fickle Beam. I personally really like Fickle Beam, but some prefer Draco, and I get that.
Draco has a lot more guaranteed power at least once, but if you
Well,
like a little bit
if
of
you hit
gambling,
that,
Pickle Beam's a fun move.
I think like the 90 accuracy is a bit of a gamble for me.
That is very, very true. It's 80 up to, is it 120 or 160 for Fickle Beam all out?
160.
160. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Game Freak really liked to giving everybody the strongest moves in the world this gen.
Well, hey, they say going all out, not going, halfway. Hydrapple is does not hesitate.
That is very true.
So let's see. Yeah, it should just be a Giga Drain here. Yeah, eat a Draco. That did more than I thought. I will admit. Maybe a little bit of speed on the Hydrapple, maybe a little less HP, or maybe just a high roll.
You
And
think Drapple's living?
why did that go down? Oh, it tricked and got boots back. First, I was like, what are we looking at here? Okay. So this game comes down to, we haven't seen the Dragonite do anything, right?
No, I do not think it's set foot on the
Yeah.
field.
So we're going to have the classic SVOU kind of game. That, what Dragonite set is it? So
One of
we're
many.
probably at a situation where if the Dragonite has Encore, you lose. If you're Storm Zone here, you lose. If it's Terra Ghost, you lose. If it is probably that Terra Fire set, you lose. Oh, we see a switch to Dragonite. That's interesting.
Multi-scale's broken.
We see boots confirmed. So that the confirmation of boots makes things a little less scary here for Storm. And definitely getting multi-scale broken is great too. So you definitely just go for a nice Moonblast here.
Do we know what the item is? Leftovers.
And that's going to go. Yeah. Really, really weird plays at the end there by Fishing. Now, credit to them. If this was a standard, DD Ice Spinner Dragonite, it was never getting past Skarmory anyways. And it looks like that's probably what it was. So, turned out to not really be that big of a deal. But yeah, this Dragonite set, like legitimately just depending on whatever this Dragonite was packing, could have just won this game here, which is why I want it to be banned. I think it can pull out way too much stuff, and you just kind of have to pray it's not the thing that runs through your entire team a lot of the time.
It learns every single move ever and can run like half of the Terra types. Why does it get Ice Spinner? I don't see Dragonite busting it down too much, but it does learn Ice Spinner, so there's always the potential.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if there are any fun games going on.
Oh, only a few left now. Mr. Fraud. That name's funny, so we will be watching this one.
Sure.
Not too much. Greatest custom model I've ever seen in my life.
Big Snorlax fan?
Yeah, dude, Snorlax is awesome. He's me. I am also 1,000 pounds.
Oh, I don't know quite how to react to that. I suppose I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. Whenever I walk down
right.
the street and the earth shakes under my feet, everybody just looks at me and they feel fear. It's all about aura in this world.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling powerful.
It's too bad it's the worst Pokemon ever. I tried running it in OU. I was using Key Crash, Ice Punch, Curse, and it did not work.
Mm-hmm. So looking at this matchup
banded.
here, I think this is the classic double choice team. I believe that's a Specs Ival and I think a Banded Tar. But I forget. I think this was a famous kind of team Pokegame had a really popular live with recently. But I don't remember the exact sets. Yeah, eject button talk specs, that rings a bell. Interesting stuff. Yeah, it's looking like
no turns,
Mata,
but it's taken big damage. Mr.
Yeah.
Fraud and Mata, maybe.
Yeah, it's looking like
And
Mata has this
oh, I love
kind
this
of under
team.
control.
My
Mhm.
most used.
Oh, brutal turn. Why did you stay in with Ogrepon on a Weezing? The world may never know. Now, that being said, this team has 4 grass resist, so it wasn't exactly looking great for Ogrepon to begin with, but that, certainly now that it's burned, it's doing absolutely zero. Poison Zapdos too, you hate to see that, and that is a rest Ting Lu, so this is just, oh, not going for rest, though. That's a bit of a play.
It's also
Um,
Wishmola, so they could potentially get that health back at some point. Obviously, bringing it
Zap-
in on the Zapdos was not what I would have done.
well, I'd say it works pretty well there. I mean, you let a regen Pokemon take 68% of its health, that's basically zero.
That is
So,
true. It is specially defensive Corv on this team. This is a sample team.
yeah. I'd personally just go into Mola here, honestly. Heal that back up. That works too, I guess.
Leftovers
Mola,
are
though, for regen
not.
would have been nice.
It might have that Rocky Helmet chip would have been pretty decent too. It's not coming back in after that unless it's boots,
Hmm.
and it's not.
Yeah, yeah. And with that burn, you've got no risk of actually taking significant damage from an Ivy Cudgel.
Yep.
Yeah, Mola, I think, would have been the play there. But yeah, this is looking. Mr. Fraud is unfortunately seeming to live up to their name
Oh my
here,
God.
because this game is not going so well.
Well, I mean, how could you expect it to? Look at this avatar and look at this avatar. They are not the same.
I mean, I think this one, honestly, I think just more comes down to matchup. This is looking devastating. I will say, I mean, that Iron Valiant, I'm not sure if it has Thunderbolt, but I'd say the way you want to be going about this game, if I was playing this as Mr. Fraud, you've really got to leverage your Iron Valiant and your Tyranitar. And it looks like, can we check in how many moves that Iron Valiant has clicked?
Focus Blast and Moon Blast, and it's at
Hmm.
45%. And which means
Let's
it's
see.
not booster. Was it Scarf?
It's Specs, pretty
It's
sure.
Specs, it's
So
Specs.
what
So
did it
doesn't that
click? Can we
just
do a Control F here and find out what that Focus Blast came off onto?
one of these days I'll learn how to type. Well, that's
You could
not
just
useful. Does it
type
have a
Focus
nickname?
Blast. It'd be easier. Yeah, there we go.
It missed.
Ah,
Awesome.
brutal. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe they did try to leverage Iron Valiant and then just things happened. But yeah, those are going to be the main 2 Pokemon breaking. If you can manage to get, Corviknight chipped, then your Iron Valiant can start clicking, I think, Terra Fairy Moonblast. I believe it's Terra Fairy, and just doing a ton of
Doesn't
damage.
Banded Dragapult just kind of win? Especially with how
Well,
low
not
this
really.
Excadrill is.
So it's Terra Blast Ghost on this team, right?
Yeah.
So you've got Iron Valiant can pretty much wall any hit other than Terra Blast Ghost. You're obviously taking nothing from U-turn and darts. Toxapex can effectively scout the Dragapult every time, and every time the Dragapult decides to click Terra Blast Ghost, you can go into T-Tar. Now T-Tar can probably only switch on that. I'm going to say maybe 3 times, but it's got to be an aggressively played game. Like you've got to be getting in your 2 breakers, T-Tar and Ival, and trying to push kills as fast as you possibly can. Because in the long game, well, the long game goes exactly what you're seeing here. It just does not end well for you.
And
Um,
one thing, there is always the potential they slightly modify this team. Whenever I use this team, I'm running Sucker Dragapult over Will-O-Wisp. Just to have some
mhm.
priority, because no priority in this team made me like really, really vulnerable to a lot of setup. I changed it to Whirlwind over Rest, Sucker Punch, and then I did Protect over Flash Cannon.
Mhm. Yeah, that is a good knockoff on that Kyurem there. So there's a chance maybe you could do something, but honestly, you just go Kyurem here and click freeze dry and something dies. Or potentially Toxapex Terras. I think I don't know what the Pex Terra is on this team. Maybe Fairy could be okay.
You think Pex doesn't just live at 71?
I think it's defensive, isn't it? If
Let's
it's Spadef, it'll
see.
live a freeze dry. If it's defensive, it won't.
That
I
makes
don't think.
sense. Well, they switched out, so they don't think it will.
Yeah, sacking the
Ooh, that
Ogerpon.
could be.
And there up goes a sub. I mean, there's a chance this Ogerpon's Encore, but it's banded though, isn't it?
It,
I think
you
it's
know this
banded.
team better than I do.
I have a loose memory at best, unfortunately, of this squad, but I'm thinking it's banded.
It didn't break the substitute. That's tragic.
Yeah, I mean, that knockoff was never going to do it.
Do you think maybe max speed zap? It is.
Probably, yeah, probably. But I mean, you click freeze dry again here, right? And it's curtains. So yeah, I mean,
Scale shot.
there's
That
oh,
is a modified
that's
version.
brutal. Yeah, I think flash cannon is the original Terra Steel flash cannon.
Yeah, it's Terra Steel Flash Cannon.
Yeah. I mean, you're still so cooked here. Like you're just, I mean, Mr. Fraud needs to really pull out some wacky plays to have any shot.
There was a turn
okay,
where they
okay.
clicked, like, they had this against Mola, and I think the Mola protected, and it would have been cool if they, like, Swords Danced or something, try to call that. But does +2 Excadrill have a chance of killing Mola? I think it was at, like, 60 at the time.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm just not sure if the Excadrill has Swords Dance. It might be Substitute has been popular. Yeah, it's Substitute.
That's tragic.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're just never getting past Mola, never getting past Corv. Which, realistically, even with Swords Dance, your odds aren't so great anyway, but, you know, I guess, yeah, at least it's something.
This is a really once the game starts going long is when this team starts getting good. If they can prevent you from setting up, then you are in a very awkward situation.
Yeah, that's for sure. By the time we got into this game, it was pretty much hopeless.
Whoa, what are we looking at here? There's a Leavanny? Did I miss something?
Yeah, so Leavanny is sometimes appears on these kinds of teams. It's pretty interesting. It's the only web setter that gets chlorophyll. So you use kind of Leavanny Sun webs with usually choice specs, Walking Wake, and Typhlosion. It's pretty epic.
So it's clicking Eruption?
Hopefully. I'm going to be disappointed if I don't see an Eruption come out here. I mean, if you Terrafire specs, if you're a Terrafire specs Eruption, you like, oh, that's going to live. But you see how much it did anyway. And you click Future Sight. Why? Why didn't you damage it? Now you're going to lose like 2 Pokemon to Erupt? Okay, well, hey. I mean, I guess they've got Walking Wake, which is a quad resist. Is that healthy, their Wake?
53. So that's not
No, the Wake that's about to switch into an Eruption.
47.
47. I actually don't know if that'll live. I feel like it's probably a roll.
Zamo's never come out. Tinglu hasn't come out. King Gambit's full.
Actually... I mean, yeah. Well, is the Tinglu full? I think that
Tinglu's full. Surely Tinglu eats. Isn't it like super fat? Whoa!
Oh, Gliscor is not eating. Yeah, Gliscor's not doing it. Okay, we see Boots Wake. That is not what you want to see. If you bring a Web Sun, you are not happy to see Boots Wake. That I can say for sure. And going into Wake, that is a really questionable play. You're going to die to a Future Sight.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
This is the first actual offense v offense battle we've seen. We've been seeing so many like bulky people throw stuff at each other. This is the Gliscor getting OHKO'd is something I've not seen in a very long time.
So I was gonna say, why are we going to Tusk? I guess it's AV. That is a huge kill. If that Scald burned, that was probably game right there, but it didn't. So. And it's Boots. Oh, this is rough. This is really rough. You bring your Leavanny Sun and you've just instantly queue up into like a bunch of Boots. So that's brutal. But Torkoal, Spadef Torkoal too. This is just like unfortunate after unfortunate set. Things are not coming up the way they'd hoped. I can guarantee that.
I probably would have tried to switch out there. Maybe they wanted to sack their Torkoal to get it clean?
I don't know. I mean, this is... I don't think a Tinglu... I think you've got to click Eruption here. What are we doing? Okay,
We're probably looking at a Healing Wish.
Yeah, you've got a Healing Wish here because otherwise you need to heal up Tusk. Otherwise, you're going to lose to King Gambit. So that's kind of the situation we're at right now.
Yep.
Okay, there's the Healing Wish. We get into Tusk. Okay, but... I don't think you don't kill this Slow King. And if it has like Psynoise, you're just going to be right where you started before, super, super weak and ready to lose to King Gambit. And that Zama is just, it's boots, close combat. It's going to run through this team. And we've seen this Tusk is Assault Vest based on how much it took from the Wake. So there's no chance of any bulk up shenanigans here. Overall,
how much different do you think that crit
critical
is?
hit.
Insane.
That is what
GG,
we needed.
bro. You're better.
That is exactly what is it? Cow? That is what Cow needed.
I'm bringing in the Torkoal here, definitely, right?
Oh, absolutely, you do. Yeah, it's got to be a Torkoal into a Typhlosion Flamethrower. That's the only right way to play this. Yeah, and there's the CC. We see Torkoal die. Yes, but F Torkoal, I'm generally a fan.
Bringing in the Tusk.
Tusk is not
Isn't
the
that
play
bad because you're about to take Chip, and then you can't deal with King Gambit as well?
Exactly, yeah. So I don't really know what we're thinking. I'm hoping this thing has close combat, but now you're probably set up to lose to Zama. So
bailed out by a crit, and yet you're still
not
bringing in the Typhlosion. That's taking, yeah. Snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory is always a sad thing to see.
It was still probably in the favor of Envy, but definitely going into Tusk against the Zama there was the final step of that throw, confirming it. Now, could be Typhlosion died. I didn't run the calcs, but it's definitely over now. Yeah, that Ruination.
The real question, though, which one of them have the cooler custom model?
Why are we clicking Temper Flare? Cooler custom... Probably Cal. I like the Marshadow kind of being in the steps.
It's cool. Just living its best life. Look at it. It's cute. What? Wait. Hold on. Wait. If I were the Great Tusk, I would live the close combat. I just want to say that to the world. I would live that hit. I'm taking 8 there. That's always a sad thing to see. Looks like we got round 4.
Weirdly slow Great Tusk too, not outspeeding Zamazenta there. Probably maybe Adamant. That's my guess.
Don't mind if I do. Whoa, what a
Maverick shooters.
This is an interesting team.
Got a grassy terrain hyper offense. This is not looking good for Maverick at all. Freeze? Nope. Kyurem did not do the bailout, so this is probably game.
×3. Ooh, that.
Has Halucha been brought out?
Halucha's item has not been used yet. It's still ready to double speed. Is it just body press? Does it live?
Oh, it for sure lives. Yeah, especially after a grassy seed resistance. Oh yeah, it's living. But I don't think you switch into
acrobatics. Okay, I think I understand.
Yeah.
Are you sacking your Samurott here? Trying to keep your Rillaboom for... I think we're in an awkward situation here. 1% Mola, so 34%, not too bad. That's not switching in on... It's AV, too. Well, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd probably just go for the U-turn here. Hard switch to Lucha is potentially okay, but has some other issues.
I guess now you can Swords Dance. Whoa.
That's okay.
Maverick might go, not like this.
Yeah, I'm really confused. I mean, maybe your Scarf Sacred Sword, but like...
Banded Sucker Punch.
Actually, okay, I think maybe the approach here is just to click Ceaseless Edge, get up another layer of spikes so you can get guaranteed kills on some Pokemon. I think that's, it seems to be what we're doing. But the problem is it's going to boost up to max, right? And then body press, and then your Halucha is going to take more. So I don't think that was worth it, really. Because, you're about to take a ton of damage.
And
I think you still kill.
Here, right?
Yep.
Play for the misplay.
Have we seen any confirmation on the Allo item? Actually, no, I think
it was AB, but it's also AB. Super dead.
I'm gonna take it back. I've been actually pretty dumb for a second in this commentary. So the Zamazenta very likely has Roar, so that's why they wanted to sack Samurott first. Because
that makes sense.
You could just yeah.
Does it live?
Let's see.
Oh,
it'll live.
That's a lot less than I expected it to take. I kind of expected it to be sent to the
+1
moon.
defense.
It lived.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
mean
tragic.
it's a fully boosted Zama's. It's a fully boosted box legend. So
That's too bad.
yeah,
And this guy from this specific battle. I'm sorry, Maverick, my goat. You deserved better. Anyway, who
I
else is
mean, hey,
battling?
you bring a grassy
Zone.
terrain offense, you're probably gonna lose. Those teams have been kind of rough these days. Oh, we
Ling
got that's
Loy.
Gen 6 OU, but
Is it?
oh yeah, checking on. No. So I was saying I saw someone I recognized, but they weren't in the tour.
VGC 2013. What is happening here? Anyway,
Who knows? So let's see what we got here. Looking like Gliscor just wrecking everything.
Atren. Well, this is one of the 6 teams that exist right now. Oh, and here's the other one of the 6 teams. This is going to
Yeah, hazard
be
stack
a 70 turn
offense.
battle.
I mean, if this glides, does this have Swords Dance? Have we seen that yet?
No, it's just standard
No.
spikes.
Oh, geez. Yeah, this is going to take forever. I mean,
I'm
we
going
might be
to do
about
a
to see a
different
Clef
one.
Able go crazy.
But we'll see if it starts taking KOs. Maybe it's like Terra Fire.
So it's unusual to see a team where, like, the Corviknight here is probably removal, but it's
Whoa!
hazard stack as well. Thief.
That is an
no
interesting
defog.
Corviknight set.
Yeah, Thief. Okay, fair enough, I guess. All right, that's pretty big. Blissey down. But in comes the Ogre Pawn.
And it's always bold. Does it live? I mean,
yeah, it'll live. I mean, not a critical hit or not a Terra, but without that, it'll live.
would you Terra here as the Ogre Pawn user?
As Lang. What's the Dragonite?
Because it
at?
could also Terra Fire. Say that one more time.
I need to see the Dragonite.
It's only clicked Dragon Tail.
But it's not DD. Okay, so the Dragonite's probably not DD. What's the Zama at?
100. It's not touched the field
100.
yet.
And what's the state of our Petront?
Our Petron is at the end of
Healthy.
its life.
Well, it's got boots, probably, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully. We could probably check.
Yeah, Petront lost is probably what I would check. Yeah. So yeah, I was Lang doing the play that I think makes most sense, which is tearing.
It
the opposing
has
Petron.
boots.
Okay, I think that's the opposing Petron, but it's fine. We'll
My
find
bad,
out
my
later.
bad.
No worries. So yeah, looks like okay, and we do see boots confirmed. Pretty risky bringing in the Petront there, honestly. That would have been really bad to get crunched, but you definitely can just recover here.
Vortex Zalma is kind of scary.
Not when you have a Petront. Unless a critical hit crunch comes out here, this is not going to be very scary at all. Now, Zamazenta could Terra Dark here and threaten to kill this Petront with a crunch. So that could be an angle, and it looks like scouting for that with Gliscor. When we do see the Terra Dark
And
come
it
out,
crits.
and a critical hit,
That
no
Petron
defense
was
drop,
being
but
sent
that
to the moon.
yeah, that critical hit though is going to change the dynamic a little bit because now I believe Ice Fang does kill, assuming that's a standard specially defensive Gliscor. And why are we going into Petront? Because that's not going to do anything. Okay, I guess just baiting out the crunch, but I think crunch is going to do exactly as much as Ice Fang. So that seems just like Lang just kind of giving up Petront health for no real reason. And
Giving up the Petront.
Yeah, I suppose that's okay. I suppose you don't need Petront here. Be nice to have. But I think that was well handled. Almost never do you want to sack Petront when there's a Clefable, Zama, and D-Knight around. But in this particular game, I think the options were weighed in a fair way, and I think probably the right conclusion was reached. Now, at this point, if you're assuming this Dragonite doesn't have Ice Spinner, I do think you live any hit here. So I wonder if it's worth it for Langlois to go for the knockoff. I honestly...
This obviously a little bit separate from exactly what we're witnessing, but we've been seeing a lot of like sand, rock tomb, ogre pawn grass, right? Or am I making that up?
I mean, yeah, Rock Tomb is definitely a thing. on Ogerpon Grass, hit Zapdos and Moltres, not risk contact. It's good. This one probably doesn't have it, might have it, but I don't know. It's a matter of, does this thing have Ice Spinner here? Have we seen an item on the Walking Wake from Leng's side?
None that's used, but is that substitute, so it's probably Boots. Because we don't see leftovers.
Yep. So staying in and going for the U-turn. Okay, I would have clicked
that
knockoff
Ogerpon's.
I would have gone for the knockoff, but that's okay. So Ogerpon's super weak. I'm a little confused as to why the knockoff didn't happen there. If you were planning on staying in and chancing the death, anyway. But I guess actually based on that damage, a Dragon Tail would have killed. So U-turning maybe just so that doesn't kill, which that's actually fair. I'll take it back. I guess my head calcs were off, and Leng was in the right there.
And does the Clefable just not set back up and win right now?
It sets back up. Does it win? Not sure. I don't really like substitute on Wake. I personally prefer flip turn, but we'll kind of see what happens here. This could be Synthesis on Ogerpon. That would kind of be a bit of a game changer. Could be Encore as well. Personally, I would probably just switch into Dragonite here if I'm DCA. No real reason to risk this Clefable getting Encored, critical hit, whatever, unless you're worried about Synthesis, actually. So maybe I got to rethink that. Maybe the play is knockoff here.
Looks like they're not worried about it. And it is Encore.
Yep. And that's brutal. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a win for Clefable. Looks like it's going to be a win for Clefable. Because this should just be a Dragon Tail here. Okay, I feel like that's not a great play. You really did not need to be risking Clefable like that. Now, that being said, staying in and clicking Ivy Cudgel on Dragonite was a wildly unlikely play. But it is possible. So how many Moonblasts does this Clefable have?
18.
Okay. So we're at this kind of awkward situation where... okay, I'm surprised we didn't see a Moonblast come off there. We're at this sort of awkward situation where the Corviknight wants to PP stall Moonblasts. But there are Calm Minds, which can boost up the Moonblast. But then if you Calm Mind or Soft Boiled, you're at risk of the Ogerpon coming in and clicking Encore and forcing you out. So there's this kind of very awkward dynamic happening here. I'd say for DCA, the best way to kind of try to work past this awkward PP stalling thing is to throw off a lot of random knockoffs. So if we look at Clefable, if we look at how much PP it's got, that's knockoffs, it still has 25 of those. So by just kind of random turns, tossing out a knockoff to potentially catch an Ogerpon coming in and trying to get the Encore, that's going to help cover that coming in and kill it, while also, not burning Moonblast PP. So we'll see if that's the approach DCA takes. And it looks like they're doing exactly as I expected, kind of randomly throwing out these knockoffs. Yep, there we go. That's how you do it.
And sorry, I phrased that bad. What do you think the rest of the Zama's moves are? Obviously, one of them is post-combat. Do you think it's like Stone Edge?
Yeah, Stone Edge or Heavy Slam. Probably Stone Edge. Not hugely relevant to this game, though. I mean, the Zamazenta could clean up if the Ogerpon dies, but if the Ogerpon dies, Clefable kind of wins anyway. So we're really at a position where the Pokemon that matters right now is Clefable. Whether the Zama's Stone Edge or Heavy Slam isn't going to be important
absolutely.
This game.
Only 5 roosts left, so it's running out of time. 5 and 5, both their recovery moves.
Mm-hmm. And that's 6%. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's not nothing. Corviknight will get its roost chipped down by that as well.
I almost kind of wish that this Corviknight was like Brave Bird. Obviously, I don't think it would make really much of a difference at all.
Oh, it'd make a huge difference. Yeah, you could theoretically... Oh, yeah, you could PP stall the Clefable Soft Boiled. It's only got 8. Gliscor EQs, Corviknight Brave Birds, just keep hitting it as it tries to set up. Yeah, total game changer.
Whoa. I mean, it's +3. I don't know why I was surprised that killed.
So this is threatening a kill here. You've got to knock off the Dragonite. And you didn't. Okay. Well, I suppose going into Wake is a similar effect. Yeah, should be a Draco coming off here. Potentially. Now, here's a play you could make that would be interesting. You could predict the Zamok to come in on the Draco and go for a Scald instead. The Scald also has a chance to burn the Dragonite, which would let you survive the Dragon Tail. So you could also substitute here to try to scout if the Dragonite's going to stay in or not.
Substitute with no leftovers seems so strange.
Yeah, I'd much rather run knockoff flip turn. I don't really understand the vision with this substitute set, but Lang, very competent builder, so I'm sure there's something behind it. And there's a substitute. So let's check how many soft boils this Clefable has, because this is going to be spamming Scald.
4 left.
Only 4. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit irritating. A little bit irritating. We're at the point now where, yeah, and there's the combine, but still, how many soft builds are we at now?
That is 3. I kind of wish Clef still had self-boiled. Moonlight is such a worse healing move.
Going to Ogerpon aggressively, predicting. And there's the attack. A great call out there from DCA. This game really came down to the wire. It truly did. That is a huge, huge, huge prediction. At this point, it is just going to be a calm mind boost up into win with Clefable. But if the stay in and Scald play had been made there and just kind of sack the Walking Wake, I think the game actually did end up going to Langlois. So ended up being a super tight one.
It's always sad to see bulky Pokemon like Clefable finally get low and then manage to find turns to heal back up.
I believe we're at no soft boils remaining, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Here.
Right, all out.
So you see, you can imagine if that Scald had hit, and if Ogerpon had been given another entry, and if this Clefable, lost all those boosts because it would have been forced out by the Ogerpon, I think Corviknight would have actually won this game just by kind of clicking attacks and slowly PP stalling.
80 turns. Wow.
Yeah. Down we go. Well played, Langlois. Fantastic player. So good job to them, and of course, good job to DCA. That seemed that was a really nice end game. Both players definitely knew what they were doing. As we advance in this tournament, we're going from seeing some very confusing decisions round 1 to now seeing some really high level players do what they do best.
Absolutely. This was also, I just want to point out how cool of a team this was. This has moves that I don't think I've seen in years. Like, I've not seen Thief since my last in-game playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what other battles are currently happening. I have not seen a single stall game so far. So maybe the hedging was good. Whoa, Tinkaton, Petrarund. That's a cool team. Poisoned, Ogerpon, 47, 84, 70, Nasty Plot, Make It Rain, Recover. I like this custom model.
What's the status of the Great Tusk here?
This Great Tusk is 84. Its boots were knocked off.
Okay. Can you scroll over the Zama as well, please?
Which one? 147.
47. Okay. It's looking to me like DKM Zamazenta is just going to kind of sweep here. I don't understand why we keep clicking flip turn on the Skull Dengo. I guess predicting the Tusk might come in. But okay, good turn to come in on and Make It Rain. This Latios does have Psychic Noise. I'm familiar with this team. Just watched a video where AIM was using it yesterday. So this does have, and we keep clicking flip turn. I guess that's fine. I mean, sure.
A little bit off topic again because I keep doing this, but I'm super scared of Mega Latios now that it has flip turn. That's going to be a fun Pokemon to play against. It's 110 speed, right?
That's correct. I mean, it's in Nat Dex right now. It's honestly not that threatening in there. Now, I will say part of that is Pursuit being around. So, that's with no Pursuit flip turn, that's, a bit more threatening, but still not a huge concern, I would say. So this is definitely a turn where for your Samurai, you just click the water move here, Aqua Cutter, Razor Shell, whatever. But actually, I think flip turn might be the only water move it has.
Rapid Spin, kind of bulky. Kind of an interesting play. But that obviously it's probably the right play.
Oh yeah, Rapid Spin was absolutely the move there. I mean, otherwise your Zamazenta and Ogerpon are going to be coming in at like instant death to the opposing Zama health, but I still don't think it's enough to save you. So if you have close combat here, that could maybe save you. That's, I think, the only thing I could see potentially doing it.
I know I'm a
'Cause if
bot
you
because
close
I would have
combat
clicked
here,
Headlong Rush right now into the Steel type. Done no damage to the
oh,
Levitate.
there's the CC. Okay, so now it's kind of a battle of Zamazenta versus Zamazenta, and the opposing both Zamazenta will be chipped by this Tusk CC. So
They're both 4 attacks, too.
there's yep. So it's going to be, I think, just a battle of which Zama's faster, and I think it'll be what it comes down to.
Do you think they're both
I
running the same
believe
speed, or do you think it'll be a speed tie?
Zamazenta runs a lot of different speed tiers because it's kind of in a tier of its own as far as speed goes, and then Dragapult's a bit above it, also pretty far away. So it's because the next fastest thing it needs to outspeed is Darkrai. Some Zamazenta will go really fast to win ties against other Zama, and some will run a ton of HP and just be EV to outspeed Rai. So it really depends on the personal preference of these two users. I think most Boots Zamazenta really like speed tying other Zama and go max speed. So if I had to make a bet on it, I'd say it's a speed tie, but it definitely doesn't have to be.
How do you feel about... Oh my god, lost my train of thought. Adamant Zama. Because I saw a lot of people using that for a bit, but I think it kind of went out of fashion.
Yeah, I love it. I'm greedy, and that set's greedy, so I
Is
like
it
it.
370 something speed?
Yeah, I think 379, something
Still
like that.
faster
And
than the
not
bird
going to get the
Torn.
tie. And it's
Rest.
rest.
Resto
Wow.
Chesto.
Well, you don't see that every day. That should be game then in favor of D4 repertoire.
Have we seen... Yeah, we did see Terra. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a really low damage. But then again, Zama is base what, like 120, 140 defense?
Yeah, but 125, I think.
125.
140 is
What a
yeah.
big chungus dog. They're both thinking. You know what I'm thinking? I'm clicking close combat and winning the speed tie a second time.
I mean, yeah, then you just die to a body press. I'd say if you've got Ice Fang on this Zamazenta, your play is here to sack your Samurott so you can live a hit from the opposing Zamazenta and click Ice Fang and start trying to freeze. The backup plan, if you don't have Ice Fang, is you sack Samurott here, you crunch, hoping for a defense drop, hope your opponent throws by not switching out, and then go for the crunch defense drop into a critical hit close combat. And they did not decide to try to optimize their odds at all and just decided to go for the guaranteed loss. Not my favorite method there. Play to your outs, guys. You know, I mean, like, even if there's like a 0.1% chance and you have to count on them throwing, that's not zero. You know, better than odds, better than zero is what we want to aim for.
I remember one specific, like during the tutoring session I had with you, there was one game where I was looking at a boosted Iron Valiant, so I was like, oh, well, I lose, I'm gonna forfeit, and you're like, actually, bring in your Dragapult. They might think you have Sucker Punch. And then they clicked Calm Mind, and then I won. So you gotta just expect everyone to be overthinking everything ever.
Yep. I mean, yeah, if you can bait your opponent into throwing, do it.
What do we got going on here?
This is
the start of an 80 turn
wacky
game.
Sun team. Like, I highly doubt it.
I actually think I know this Sun
Sun
team. I'm pretty sure it's AV Slitherwing with Leech Life, Will-O-Wisp, and U-Turn, and no, it's not Leech Life, it's First Impression, Morning Sun.
So I'm hoping it's not AV if it's carrying Wisp and Morning Sun.
Nope, yeah. I am thinking of multiple different ones. It's because I'm pretty sure I use this team. It might be in my builder. It's Boots, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, First Impression, U-Turn.
So the weird thing to me on this team is the Ting Lu, because mostly Sun teams want to. They don't really care too much about hazards. They really just want to keep hazards off of their side of the field. And Ting Lu is kind of the opposite sort of Pokemon. It's like, let's set hazards on both sides. Let's do it. So what's the rationale behind the Ting Lu here? Like, are these Pokemon like, is it like a boot spam Sun, or what's this team, if you know?
Trying to remember. I'm almost positive the Wake is Specs here. I do not remember what the Moth is, and I think it might be AV Tusk. I might
Cool.
actually be getting this confused with an Omari P team.
You know what I absolutely love on Sun is Specs, Terrifier, Iron Moth. It's like it's just awesome. I mean, you muscle past Blissey and Toxapex easily. Like it instantly farms stall teams. It's great.
Iron Moth is a really frustrating Pokemon if you're ever playing against it, but it's also a really frustrating Pokemon if you use it because they're going to get the boost and you're not going to get the boost. It's a really fun Pokemon. It's
No,
still, well, it
that
was
hurts so
Specs.
bad to see that. Like I so wanted to see this Specs Iron Moth pop off, and now it's not going to. I mean, I'm beside myself. I don't know how I'm supposed to keep going after seeing such a tragedy. Um, but I suppose I'll try.
World's strongest U-turn? Yep. Whoa.
That looks banded. Yeah. Choice band in
So
the
I
house. Okay.
definitely I read that a little bit wrong. That was some pretty. Would that have O-code if Sun was still up?
60, yeah, probably.
That's insane. Too
I think
much
roll.
power.
Probably roll. Mm.
If you had to give either of these two teams favor just by the matchup alone, who do you think it's in favor of?
Sun team. I definitely put this one in favor of the Sun team. I mean, yeah, just like spamming fire moves. Well, I mean, there's the Volcanion.
If you get up rocks, you make sure, and rocks are up, so Sun is only getting activated one more time, which is always a good thing to be if you're
Mm.
against Sun.
Man, if Iron Moth didn't get knocked off,
Whoa,
it would be insane.
no!
Oh, tragic miss. Okay, interesting
That's
Tusk.
not good.
I'm guessing you want a rapid spin here, and if Tusk's AV, it might. Oh, you're tearing. Okay, so that's not a great sign. Oh, that did. Yeah, that definitely would not have. That's not AV. I don't think.
Yeah, looks like I'm thinking of a different team. The team I'm thinking of might actually have a Mandibuzz on it. It's an I'm pretty sure I was thinking of a Mandibuzz Sun team.
Mm-hmm. All right, that did not do much damage either. This is a pretty bulky Volcanion. I think Iron Moth can threaten to kill with the Fiery Dance here. That's got to be your play. It's got to be.
It does kill
Okay, you do
and it
get the
gets the
kill. Do you get
boost.
the boost? You do get the boost. Okay. So you can't quite kill this thing with an overheat. If you were Specs, you maybe could have, but I guess you wouldn't be able to switch up moves if you were Specs. So
Is it it's future side, so I guess you could just hit it for some chip, or would you switch out?
personally, because I saw the future sight come off, I would at this point in the game, things are going rough. I would probably hope that it doesn't have a psychic move like Psyshock or Psynoise. I'd go for a Fiery Dance this turn and then Overheat next turn. I would think it's probably Chilly Reception last.
Which is if I'm ever using Slowking and I go into any weather team, I always feel much more secure about my matchup. Chilly Reception is such a cheap move. It helped get that one dragon banned if I'm correct. Flare Blitz, pretty decent damage, and the burn could be helpful. Is helpful. In comes Lou to eat the future sights. Such a tragic thing to see Ting Lu hit with a toxic. That guy is not doing much more this game.
Mhm. You gotta go into Iron Moth here. He'll survive. Or sure, let's just let the Torkoal die. That's great too.
They removed the rocks, and then whoa!
Oh, critical hit. Okay, we
I
like
guess it was
those.
a
We
good
do like
play
critical
after
hits.
all.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on it, but yeah, you can go into Slitherwing here, which looks really nice. Oh, actually,
Let's
maybe
just hope it doesn't have Stone Edge.
play because yeah, I mean if it's Iron Defense,
And it looks
and
like it is.
I'm thinking you got a Fiery Dance, predicting the Slow King coming in here.
Whoa!
Okay, yeah. So problem this turn is if they go into Zama and click
You're cutting out a little bit, boss.
ID at that point. Actually, no, they don't because oh, that's odd.
So I guess it's Heavy Slam over Stone Edge?
Okay, that's actually a huge ruination to get off. I did not think he.
Stack Slither, no. Stack the other moth, and then first impression to do, like, do you think Bandit in Sun kills? Well, it's not in Sun anymore. It does
Yeah,
kill.
that's the trouble. I think if it. Oh,
Wow.
good
That's
job.
insane.
Good job. That was a. Yeah. Well,
What
I
is
think
this guy's attack
connection
stat?
issues are kind of telling me it's. I think.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, 135. All right. Well, I should probably head out, but thanks for having me.
Of course.
Had a
Thank you
good
so
time,
much for
and,
joining me, Pink.
I hope the tour progresses well.
Yes, me too. I appreciate you so much for joining me. You have yourself a good day, and yeah, that about sums it up. Thank you again for joining.
All right. Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye bye, boss. All right, now let's see what the games are. But I'm hoping that I click on a offensive game. Envy. This should be a fun one. Ooh, Tinkaton. Ooh, it's air balloon, which isn't broken, which is always cool to see. I'm gonna go to the first turn and see what happened so far this game. See if I can get any information. Curse Garganackle. Then, if I were them, I'd be manifesting that I suddenly have Psynoise, even though I don't. I'd be pulling the Psynoise out of my ass. Which is always the meta, because me personally, I always have Psynoise. Jaeger, how did your games go? Are you still in? I tried to see your name, but I did not see it when I was scouting around. I lost a D4. That's too bad. Is this... Ooh, that's really sad to see. Welcome in, Cuff. Welcome in, Aya. Sorry I was not looking at chat at all during that entire thing. I was almost completely focused on listening to how incredibly intelligent Pinkacross is. But it appears we have, I don't know why we've only had one actual offense v offense battle. Almost everything's been bulky v bulky. We're going fat on fat and see who tips the scale. I'm an absolute wordsmith. Serve for some pretty that's a lot of damage. Surf. Losing the Glow King is not too good. You come in to do what? Protect. Ice Beam. Probably trying to catch a Terra Fairy or something. Pink was here. They just headed out. I was happy that they joined me. Having such a big, massive-brained genius next to me made this whole thing almost made me seem like I knew anything that I was talking about. There was one game that I actually knew what one of the teams were. That was cool. Whoa. Okay, welcome in. Stealth rocks are clicked. Tusk comes in. Getting burned is a tragic thing to say. So it's obviously not doing much more this game. Maybe Ice Spinner for a little bit of chip. Get rid of the rocks. But this Tusk, it does have rocks. But I think... Well, we'll never know. Rapid Spin. We're no longer playing with rocks, but I feel like Tinkaton, with its balloon still intact, is able to rock for longer than this Tusk is. I think D4's Tusk is going to win. Is going to win that thing. I personally imagine Moltres as more bulky than it actually is. Let's take a little look-see at what Moltres' special defense is. Ooh. It's actually pretty alright. I would expect a neutral hit to not blow me to the moon. But, you know, a few different things could have happened there. It could have missed, which would have been a tragedy. Was Calamari. That's too bad. I really was looking for your name. I kind of want to watch one of your games. What sort of mons were you running? Gliscor comes back in. You turn out. Also, Chad, who do we think has the better custom avatar here? Clown. Hi, rookie. You little rat. You little rat. I'm not a clown. I'm literally him. And balloon is finally popped, but rocks are up. Court change is not doing anything. T-Wave is a... We are seeing the worst status conditions in the world happening every single turn. And Gliscor is just going to sit here and be fat for a little bit. I'd be getting a little bit of chip here, maybe an Earthquake. No Earthquake. And I would be surprised if it lives, but it might be Specs, based on the fact that it has Blizzard. Freeze Dry again. Game has ended at some point in time, so there is a victor. And it's probably the Darkrai. I think the Darkrai just eats up everything left. Comes back in, takes more rock damage. That's it. Will-O-Wisp on the Darkrai. Tao doing a mighty, meaty 18%. I am a clown rookie. You're so right. That is very fair. I think this game is completely over in favor of D4. Especially with Toxic, you better rage your... Nope, but Terra's been exhausted, so Dragonite probably will lose to Gliscor if it doesn't just lose to this Ice Beam right now. Completely eating that up, and it's sent straight to the moon. That is a GG. Let's get a little look at what games are happening. Okay, well, let's look at the battles. And it looks like we're just actually, for the first time in a while, waiting for a round to start. Yeah, that was the last one. Cool. And while we wait for the round to start, I just want to point out that we've only seen a handful of Garganicles, which is always a good thing to see. The less Garganicles in this world, the more stable this world is. Always a good thing to see. Always play to your outs. I think Freeze Dry and Trick Room is greed. I missed a Trick Room battle. That's a tragedy. Yeah, of course I hate salts. But maybe the only reason I dislike Garganicle is because I always lose. Okay, let's see what's going on. Any OU game? We do have a OU game. Only one on, so this is the one we're watching. Semifinals. Okay, so 2 rounds left. And just a reminder, there will be a battle between the 2 losers of the semifinals. At least I think so. Let's get some damage going. Let's eat some chips. Also, looking at this team, looking at these teams, I kind of like this Glamora for some reason. Maybe it's the secret, non-existent Choice Scarf Glamora, ready to click Terror Rock into this team, and then lose to the Treads. Now, if I were them, what would I be leading here? Very, very scared of a Kyurem lead. Torn lead is always a cheap thing that a lot of people can do. Come in, click knockoff, be annoying. Treads comes in, clicks hazards. We could see Kyurem come in, get behind a substitute, start setting up. Hatching in the back kind of discourages anything really from Glamora. But Glamora could try to let them set up toxic spikes, which is not like the greatest play ever because Treads can freely clear them. I'm not seeing a ghost type on either side of the field, so there probably is at least a Terra Ghost. Battles. We're going to be looking at all of the semifinals teams just to see who I think has the odds. And we do see you in the finals. And we'll look through all of the teams and let chat pick who we're going to watch to the semis. And then we just have one more semifinal battle to look for. Is it you? No, you're already up there. Okay, so Chad, what do we think so far? Whoa. Tragic endgame. 3 of the semifinals. This one has started with the Enam into Kyurem. That is... And the switch out completely called, so it might be Scarf Kyurem. King Gamut comes out early, which could be bad. I would be clicking Earth Power, maybe. Try to catch something. But Torn could come in here, but Torn is not coming in here. That's actually made up. So Earth Power is actually just a super free click. Maybe Rocks if you want to like completely tell yourself that Hattrine is never coming in ever. But it might. There's a Rotom in one of these battles. Where is it? Oh, it's here. It's this person again. I think we've already seen this team so far. Welcome in, Kai. I'm curious which battle I want to watch, because I can only really watch one of them. Let's see what the 4th semi-battle team is. Or maybe it's just an odd number, I have no idea. The taunt on the Garg, truly a tragic thing to say. But the 25% to turn is somehow even more tragic. We're gonna watch this one. These 2 people seem cool, right? I'm sorry, cool and awesome Rotom team, but we're gonna be checking out this one. Garg, Weezing Galar, Mola, Gambit, Gliscor, Dragapult. Demon team versus... What set do y'all think the Dio is? Do you think it's not screens on this team? I'm pretty confident, because it would be way more offensive leaning. So it's either some sort of offensive set or like spikes. I like the clown better. Listen, guys, you gotta invest your points into the various toggles. I have been pinged? Question mark? There we go. Patch comes out, which is, you know, a decision that has been made. It does eat pretty well, but not having your boots anymore could potentially lead you to an awkward position later on. It kind of just immediately stunts how long this game can go. The second knockoff, doing a fat 95%. Not what you want to see. Maybe it has Ice Beam and blows them up. Ooh. I would actually be in physical pain if this were happening to me right now. It's not good to see. Then we see a little bit of timer use, which I kind of respect. You gotta ground yourself after a turn quite like that. Which, is that Boots Mola? Not something you see every day, but you know, that could be pretty clutch. And from the looks of chat, it looks like people want D4 to be everything's getting burned. I gotta see what that means. Not this one. One burn, two burn. What do you mean? There's only two burned Pokemon. I feel misled and lied to. I'm pretty sure this Garg walls the Volcanion for life. Salt Cure. Poor Deoxys, but at least it got a little bit of a spike going. Now, would I bring in Valiant here? Maybe it's Terra Electric, but nothing in the world is ever OHKOing Garganacl unboosted. This bad boy is just going to sit there and click Salt Cure completely for free. You think it's physical, Val? That could be. That's some pretty decent damage. And there's the Salt Cure. Not exactly what you want to see. If they wanted to do something, I would start boosting up now, because you're already playing, like, majorly on the back foot. Like, you need to start taking momentum. Do we see a U-turn? We see a taunt. That's a play. Trying really, really hard to keep hazards off, if I have to guess, because this team has no removal, and one of their boots already knocked off. Not the greatest pivot, 47%. So they are actually profiting, but there isn't really much Petch can do here. Petch is faster, so they could, like, parting shot out. They are going to nasty plot and die. Volcanion Steam Eruption could do pretty decent, but I genuinely do not think it's blasting through specially defensive Gliscor. I think it lives, clicks Earthquake, then clicks Protect. But this guy is going to take even less. A big, meaty 18%. The taunt, fighting for their life to prevent hazards from ever going up. But at this point, you kind of just want to be going for damage. Still have 100% on the Dragapult in the back. King Gambit has not come out. Maybe they're just maximizing the potential of Gambit. But we've already wasted our speed booster with no like long-term effect. Besides slightly less longevity on the Garganacl. Good call-outs. Do we U-turn out? Because it is boot, so we don't have to worry about Rocky Helmet Chip. Because it's either going to Scald or Flip Turn here, or manually switch out, of course, which it does. And we U-turn to what? Maybe bring in Gambit? I would not be surprised if this is banded on this particular team. And just have all four playing. Skip to end. Wonder if any of them are done yet. No, all four games are in fact still currently happening. And these two people are massively thinking. The Defog, with nobody left besides Lando to set the hazards, but do you really want to bring out your Lando, set hazards, and die? Not exactly a bunch of hazard weak Pokemon. I think at some point you gotta find some time to like Calm Mind or something. If your Valiant even has any boosting moves. From where I'm sitting, I think this battle is going in favor of D4, but I'm also a brain dead little goober, so maybe this Valiant is about to go insane. If it has Terra Electric, I think it kills from this range. It's super mixed. I don't know what it's in favor of. The Encore, and then we're probably gonna see a double, maybe, unless Valiant just decides to click Moonblast or something. You are very right, Jaeger. Rocks go back up. Lando has one more opportunity to come in. Assuming he continues to prevent this Garganical from setting rocks. You think we're about to see DD Dragapult? That is not real. Not with U-turn. No, it's Hex, so it's either Will-O-Wisp or T-Wave. I don't think this Dragapult's too threatened by this Volcanion, so I would probably just get some chip. And then U-turn out. I honestly think this would have been a completely different battle if this guy did not get crit and miss. Mullah comes in probably to either wish or flip turn. I'm honestly just surprised Mullah took so little. That is a very Valiant is a very strong Pokemon. Because I've seen even neutral attacks do 60-70% to big bad Mola, the Fishmageddon. And there's the crit. I guess it's all going to be on Gambit and whatever its Terra is. And we have seen many a case where Gambit 6-0s on the spot. Rocks come off. Wheezing probably dies here, unless they just want some sack for Gambit. I mean, we do see a lot of these at 200 speed, 2 outspeed Gambit and click like Will-O-Wisp, so maybe they preserve here. Because if Gambit does get burned, this game is over. Here comes the Gambit. Let's see if it has Will-O-Wisp. It's faster. Huh. Not too often that you see a Jolly Gambit. And there's the Will-O-Wisp anyway. That's probably GG. And then do you just Hex for chip? Do you U-turn? You do U-turn probably to Garganical to click Salt Cure and kind of just start making this guy take 30% a turn. Gambit comes in, so maybe we see low kick. We do see low kick. Gambit is sent straight to the moon. So it's Garganical needs to come in and click Salt Cure. Which means this guy should Terra here so that they're not taking max 25%. Terra fighting low kick is... I think we might have seen this flip all the way back over. I guess it depends on how much Gliscor takes. Gliscor should be faster. So if it's low enough, it can just click Earthquake, Rage. It doesn't die to Sucker Punch. But Gliscor is a cheap Pokemon, so I'm sure it lives. Even a +3. Or maybe they just protect for a little bit of chip. Or hard out into Dragapult and then bring you back in. Because I'm pretty sure it's still taking 20-ish% a turn. So it's running out of turns to do stuff. Especially with Protect Gliscor still alive and going strong. Planes are being made. If that I honestly think that if this was some sort of bandit or any choice item Dragapult, that this game would have been over and this Gambit would have won. I mean, just look at the Garganical turn. It got sent to the moon by the low kick if it wasn't burned. While they think. We see DCA advance to the finals, and we see Fat v Fat. This is the second time we've seen this team. At least I've seen this team. An amazing custom model. Hello. Oh my gosh. Hello, Dozogiri. Demon Core. Well. This guy's probably banded. Interesting. And we see the end. Done so, my manager is God. And that's GG. D4 moves on to finals, but there's 4 people, so. So true, Jaeger. GG. Dragon Darts. Dragon Darts. Ooh, this game is kind of over. Unfortunate. That puts Helone up into the next round, which leaves just these 2 people left. And there is going to be one extra battle, like one extra round between the 2 losers of the like semifinals to see who gets the 3rd place prize. Linglo Bulky versus Nico Bulky. It's always a beautiful thing to see. The Terry Fairy Gliscor once again getting a little bit of motion. Okay. Whoa, that Ice Beam doing a meaty 26%. What sort of healths are we looking at? We could see Clef do something. Goldango. I mean, I'm probably going to. Ooh, it's too late to go to Keldeo. Oh, Blissy's dead. This Goldango is taking a kill no matter what happens. And you don't even let it take a kill that drops its special. But, I'm almost positive Keldeo is more valuable than an 8% Blissey that dies to hazards. Zarude's knockoff is going to send this person to the moon. Have we seen a Terra on this side of the field? We've not, and now we have. Ooh. The T-Wave! But Jungle Healing gets rid of the T-Wave. But it could also be Synthesis. I'm pretty sure Synthesis is more common of a move. Oh, that really puts him in an awkward situation. Make it rain for a meaty 75%. There's the knockoff. And we just gotta see if this team has enough left in the tank to break Clefable. This'll be interesting. Malignant sends it to the moon. We got some patch on patch action. Time for a little bit of a speed tie, I'd guess. No. Whoa, no decision to heal here is certainly an interesting choice. Right now, me personally, I'm clicking recover. Having the malignant chain for the Clefable sounds like a really beneficial thing. But down they go. And we just have to see if Keldeo can do it. Keldeo does not even do 50. But it might be able to stall out enough. We've seen half of the recovers used. But it does heal more damage than is dealt, so it will heal out of range. Which will be probably 2 turns from now. Using every single recover to kill the Keldeo safely. I think Nico has this one. Swords Dance, so maybe not. Swords Dance Terra Fairy. No facade, but I think that'll be fine. Honestly, if Keldeo dies, I think we can do it. Big. And Gliscor is going to come in to click Swords Dance. And I'm not super confident in Gliscor's ability to get the necessary chip. There's the protect. We gotta see Swords Dance clicked. Right, I forgot it's a fairy type. Whoopsie daisy. Do you clef on the do you protect on the potential calm minds? Or do you Swords Dance like a boss? Put it all on a little bit of gambling. Have we seen Terra on this side? Yes, we have. I was about to say, is this finally the first time in existence when we see Terra Poison, Terra Blast Clefable? More common than you may think. There's the Protect. There's the Calm Mind. There's the Swords Dance. And that's GG. RIP Linglo. GG. Damn, that's too bad to see. Linglo had really interesting teams. Their Thief Corviknight was very, very funny. It probably was good too. I just couldn't tell you. Ooh, time for finals? Did I miss it? Whoa. Okay, let me back read. Third place game, great runs both. I have no idea what this stuff is. Can anybody translate for me? Whirlpool. Interesting. And we once again see the Sun team. Banded Slitherwing. It's not Boots or AV. I'm not making stuff up anymore. Man, I really thought I could sniff out what this team was, but dual moths is always a fun thing to see. Just want to make sure I don't miss the finals. Gubius Caesar. Interesting. That's such a funny name. We immediately see Dauntless Shield used. And this is very, very potentially a final started. Okay, unfortunate third place game. We gotta check out the finals. Unfortunately, this is the real one. We have to lock in and watch. We once again see the Zarude team. No, this is a completely different Zarude team. We just so happen to see multiple Zarudes in the same tournament. Crazy Sun team, very true. I think I saw this one used in one of Blender or PokeAim's lives. But double grass is not something you see super common, especially with one of them not being Ogerpon. But Zarude can set up without fear of like Toxic or Will-O-Wisp because Leaf Guard completely prevents that from happening. We get Glimora into Ninetales. Are we clicking Stealthy Rock or Power Gem? What do we think? Lunar Dance. This will be an interesting game. Just off preview chat, who do y'all think has the edge? Walking Weight comes in. Hopefully we don't see a Mortal Spin. Booster Special Attack. So maybe it's Choice Scarf? That's a set that I like using because I'm bad at the game. Weather Ball, sending them straight to the moon. Weather Ball instead of Hydro Steam, maybe trying to catch Kyurem or Ogerpon. Welcome in Kyurem. That freeze dry will be doing minimum 3000% to this Walking Wake. So maybe we see the Terrifier. If it has Weather Ball, I would not be surprised if it's also backed up with the Terrifier. We do have Kyurem ready to click the world's strongest whatever. This Pokemon's a demon. What if it substitutes here? Tries to substitute, Scale Shot. Kyurem is one of those Pokemon that I feel like I can usually battle it pretty well. Because for whatever reason, setup Kyurem isn't as common as it used to be. What am I reading? Okay. There's Scale Shot, which is not doing very much. Miss Immune. It's truly a tragic turn. I'm good, Nico. You were the oh my god, I had your battle pulled up. Where is it? You were you this person? Is this you? So if this is the finals, then why were there 4 battles happening? I'm so confused. Oh well. But I'm good. What about you? No, I just came in. Well, good morning, Nico. I'm pretty sure that was something unrelated to Goblin Cup. Very true. I mean, either way, GG to Ling Loi. Booster speed v booster speed. So these guys are both defensive sets. Boost. So this, yeah, bulk up because that could be really interesting. About to see the world's strongest ice spinner. Headlong rush for a meaty 17%. The world is in awe from the sheer damage of a move quite like that. Are we bulking? No, because that guy's going to click Will-O-Wisp. Terra has been exhausted, so you're definitely going to just hit this guy. Head smash! Crazy. This Venusaur is faster. So this Great Tusk has to get off the field. Unless they just sack for security. They're going to want to be looking for opportunities to set up with Kirim. Because it still does have Scale Shot. And it looks like this team might be a little bit on the back foot. Heavily chipped Cresselia is always something you don't want to see. If you're D4, something this guy loves to see. This person, absolutely celebrating the chipped Cresselia. Balloon. That is an interesting Pokemon. I think this battle, at least this current game state, is definitely in favor of D4. The aura of the Lycanroc might just be a little bit too much. Oh my gosh, that is a crazy thing to hear. Druid comes in, probably to click a fighting type move. Look at this guy. This guy is clicking close combat. It definitely learns close combat. I have no proof because I've never seen anybody use this Pokemon actually ever. But who do you switch in on that? Ogerpon's taking a decent chunk. And do you really want to risk? Well, looks like the Terra was wrong. Low kick to do actually 10 billion%. Three turns of sun left. Ooh, a meaty 28%. I wonder what the Sucker Punch was for. Was it to put something in range? I think this Wake probably just ends the battle right here. Kirim's a bulky Pokemon as a luckiest Kirim to ever exist. Second Draco dodge. Can we get the third Draco dodge? Are they in a speed tie? Interesting. So it's modest. I mean, obviously it's modest if it's booster special. There's the substitute. There's a Dragon Tail. What is going on with his Wake set? But now that you're chipped down to 0%, it's looking pretty rough. Multiple moves that have 90% accuracy, by the way. At least you hit the Dragon Tail. Ogerpon can kill the Walking Wake, so maybe they bring in Ninetales here just to set up Sun and then blow this guy up. Like, with a bomb. Me, personally, I'm clicking Swords Dance on the Switch, and then I'm Substitute. With another Draco miss. 0 for 3. How many more times can we miss Draco Meteor? Are we not just hard bringing in you here? Because if I were them, if it's Substitute, it's probably Trailblaze. Sword Stance, Trailblaze. Ivy Cudgel substitute. That sounds like a pretty good set to me. Hmm. Yeah. Out of the last four Draco meteors that I've seen and like actually perceived in my mind, they have missed three of them. That Kirim should have died like 6 turns ago. Like actually half the battle ago. This guy should have been sent to the moon by Draco. But he didn't just miss a Draco. He also missed the second Draco, which is a good thing to see. There's the substitute. Maybe it's Choice Scarf Encore. Even though it's definitely Heat Rock. We'd still have you to break the sub. Either of the two booster guys could break the substitute. No, because it's booster special attack. That could get a little dangerous. And there is the Trailblaze. Who are we bringing back to life? Is it the Cresselia? To do nothing? It's definitely the Venusaur, yeah. And then do we just click Weather Ball twice? I mean, it's not stab, so maybe Giga Drain's better. But I'm almost positive that this is a little bit packed up. Much to think about. What is last move? It is Trailblaze. So I did get the set right. That is actually a really evil set. That should not have worked if Draco landed. We're just gonna have to see what happens here. But from this position, I still think it's heavily in favor of D4. D4 is going to click a very, very strong Weather Ball or Giga Drain here. Do we growth for no reason? Sludge Bomb. Substitute. Giga Drain. Go back up to full. Trailblaze. And that's GG. GG to D4. Absolutely smashed. We watched most of the rounds that they played in, which is interesting. Completely smashed almost everybody that they played against. In the end, they won against everybody they played against. That's why they're winning. Let's see what's going on here. Nasty Plot Gold. GG Electrain. Is Enos in finals now? Okay, don't answer then. Thanks, guys. And that's GG. Let's see what the lobby has to say. Grats D4. Great run. Grats. GG, everybody. That was a very good set of games. Thanks for the... Yeah, of course. I plan to do more because I definitely had fun with it. And that was a beautiful event. But before we leave, Mata, your custom is so nice. That person had a really, really good one. Go Bigs. Right. Well, I guess that definitely wraps everything up. We've had a very successful stream, a very successful tournament that was really fun. Not very many Gliscors, Garganicals rather, and Garganical was not in the final. We had Beautiful Sun versus Beautiful standard offense. It's always a good thing to see. But I think that more or less sums up all that I wanted to do. Unless anybody wants me to like run some games. What do we think? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna look for a nice little raid out. Let me go here, open a new window so that it can be subtle and so incredibly ominous. Okay, bring up Twitch. And let's just go to... Yeah, that's everything I wanted to do today. A few farewells. Obviously, I wasn't as charismatic as I usually am. Wasn't making a lot of jokes. I was mainly just reacting to everything that was happening. But that was a very different thing from I usually do. Had a lot of fun. Plan to do more of these, definitely. I will spend every dollar I can if it makes less people want to use Garganical. Just want to point out that Garganical didn't win, so everyone that wants to run Garganical, just know it's a bad Pokemon. It didn't even win the tournament, so we gotta move on to new things. More Gliscor, please. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for giving me your eyes. A special thank you to Finch for helping host. Thank you to Pink for joining me with amazing commentary, like actually a gigabrained genius. Thank you to D4 for winning. That was an amazing battle. And kind of a really impressive victory, too. And thank you to all of you for watching and giving me your eyes. I will see y'all a week from now. I will not be doing any streams at all this week because I'm working 14 more billion hours. But it's okay, because I'm gonna work on some YouTube videos. Isn't that exciting? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Goodbye.